Let's get it. Dur. My water. My water outside. Dur. I'll be back, y'all. Give me about 2 seconds. Oh shit. Yo, what up? Alright, what's good, folks? What's good, people? My bad, I had to go get some shit started. But I am here like Batman. Or All Might, I should say. What's good? I get my medicine. And I was gonna start cooking, but my kids said they weren't hungry. So I guess I'll cook tomorrow instead of today. And so I said I'd get on live because everybody sleep or playing a game. Don't nobody want to talk to me. So I get on live and I'm scrolling up and down TikTok, and of course, everybody talking about just the girl. So, and I went and stopped through her live and chopped it up with her for a couple minutes and said, well, cause she was getting off. I said, well, let me go on and start my live and see what we talking about today. It's a little, and it's crazy. It's crazy. Well, I'm gonna wait till a little more people get up in here. So yeah, y'all go ahead and like the live and share the live so we can get this thing jumping. Because I want to dive into this because y'all know me. Y'all know I'm gonna keep it a buck at all times, and I feel like there are several avenues about this whole, just a girl situation that I think women aren't gonna want to admit. And it's unfortunate, and they're gonna deny it, but it's really kind of the same reason why they'll get on Dana. And again, I've said this before. I've said it before, and there's definitely the what's the word? There's definitely the So Jasmine said nothing about her gives happiness. Why you think that? Why how would you know she's not happy? Or why do you assume her aura nothing is happy? Because when I see her, I see her taking care. I see a woman that's taking care of by her husband. That's what I see. So I'm curious to know when you say she doesn't look happy. Nothing about her says happy. I mean, I say y'all more than welcome to come up and elaborate. I'd rather people come up and elaborate their points than sit in the comments. By all means, request to join up and give y'all opinions on that. But one of the bigger things that I think is the issue is because she dark skinned. She dark skinned and she's not facially challenged, right? So they can't come for her and call her names. So they feel like they gotta come hard at her because they say, well, who the hell do she think she is? The same way they come at Dana for literally her opinion. You know what I'm saying? It's because she's dark skinned. They'll say that as men, mind you, men have been her number one defender. But you know what I'm saying? But they'll say, well, that's why she do what she do. Cause she won't pick, she won't male validation and she did. So it's like nothing we do will satisfy. She said, just say it's not about her skin. Yes, it is. It's subconsciously, that's why y'all go so hard at her. Cause if she was light skinned, I see light skinned chicks give the same rhetoric and nobody, I ain't gonna say nobody comes at it, but to the point where they're literally getting this woman's page banned. That's crazy. That's crazy. To sit here and be disingenuous, and say that there is not a skin tone subconscious reaction to why people are going so hard at this lady. That's disingenuous to say because they did the same thing to Dana. Again, do y'all not understand what the word subconscious means? It doesn't mean you're purposely doing it. It's just ingrained into your programming to just not like what's coming out her mouth simply because she dark skinned. She attacks women. Like y'all are saying things in the comments. I'm not gonna go back and forth with people in the comments. Get in the live, elaborate your point so words do not get misconstrued. You can articulate yourself properly. Don't sit here and say, oh well, people are giving you reasons. No, y'all not. Y'all just typing shit in the comments. So by all means, please come up. That's what thank you, Christy. Like you get what I'm saying. I'm not saying that these women are purposely like, oh, she dark skinned, F her. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is there's a subconscious level to the reaction, like the hard reaction that she's getting. You know what I'm saying? Like, and they going so hard and don't even realize what's happening. You know what I'm saying? All over an opinion. Jazz, you got about 2 more comments. You can either come up in the live and elaborate your point, or you gonna get ghost. I'm not gonna go back and forth with somebody in the comments when the live is open for you to come up. So you can come up, or you gonna get toasted. This ain't for y'all. Might be new here. This ain't the type of live group where you just sit in the comments and speak your bullshit and throw your jabs in the comments. Come up and elaborate your point. The live is open. The floor is open for everybody. So if I see you just in the comments lurking, throwing jabs, saying stupid shit, you gonna get clicked off. That's just what it is. So, Alexis, I see. So this is the second time that somebody has said that she seems unhappy. What about it make like what is she doing that what about what she's doing makes her seem unhappy? Again, the live is open. Anybody and everybody is free to come up to articulate and elaborate their points. Don't just sit in the comments because like what what about like what y'all are saying? That's what I'm saying. People are saying shit, but they're not elaborate. They don't want y'all are saying shit, but don't want to get into my comments and I mean y'all don't want to get up and elaborate. Again, Jasmine, you've been in the comments. You keep saying we're saying what we want. I mean, what we trying to get at, but y'all ain't coming in the live. Oh, now don't nobody know how to join up. Because my thing is, she's clearly articulated who she's talking to. She's articulated the demographic of people. There's no join live button. Well, I don't know what to tell you because this person right here just joined up, so I don't know what the fuck y'all got going on.
Can you hear me?
Yes, what's good?
I have
Cassie?
Yeah, I have one question. I'm not gonna hold you. This is like the third live I've seen with this background, and nobody will tell me who this woman is.
Her name is just a girl. She's actually one of my mutuals.
Okay, I'm so thank you because I was so confused. I literally asked multiple people in those lives. Nobody wanted to tell me nothing. I'm just
Nah,
like, why don't y'all tell me nothing?
her name is I'm Just a Girl on TikTok.
Okay, all right. What did she do?
Make content that women don't agree with.
That what does that mean? Because people cannot agree with anything.
She makes content centered towards, I guess, in a way, correcting women's behavior, I guess. And the ladies don't like that she makes women-centered content. And they from what I've gathered, they think she makes spiteful, hateful content towards single women.
Okay, so like, is she is she telling women, oh, you shouldn't wear this or wear that, or is she being like, hey, you should,
She does. She
like,
does.
I'm
So I
trying.
had her
Oh, okay.
blocked.
Because I
I
was
had her
so
blocked.
confused.
I
I
had her
was
blocked.
so confused. I'm sitting here like I thought she was over here saying the most egregious things possible. Like
No, no,
we
no.
should just go get rid of men and like
No, no,
we
no,
should
no,
just
no.
start getting rid of everybody. I'm like, bro, she must have said something crazy if
No.
like multiple people are having lives about her.
Okay, so yesterday when you made a video about her, bro, I didn't know who she was because when I first saw her, she made a video. It's like she had some type of like university or etiquette university. So most of her content does come off as her trying to be a pick me. Like, oh, do this to be chosen. It's like, okay, if you're married as a single woman, which I am, if you're doing, if you're gonna, like, if I reach out, if I want to be married, if I want to, I'm gonna listen to those married couples. For example, like if I'm gonna get advice, like we did a live, like well, I think it was like 2 or 3 months ago, where most of y'all was talking about how y'all wives or y'all backbones and stuff like that. I wouldn't talk to a single person like that, but it's not her being welcoming and giving that information. It's, oh, you have to change how you carry yourself, which some stuff I did agree, but some of that stuff is just went far left. And I literally had to like block her because it wasn't like, okay, ladies, this is how you carry yourself. It was basically y'all doing this wrong, this, and this. She comes off condescending on a lot of her material. Now, if she changes her delivery and how she delivers that information, it would be a different story. But everything, it was oh, if you do this, you'll get you a man. And it's just like, what?
Weird because bro, like I'm gonna be so honest, like the world is not fun to live in. The world is very, very difficult. And I feel like instead of being like, hey, you should do this to just get a man, why can't we just do whatever the fuck we want
But
to
that's the
do?
thing. She made but that's the thing. Her content is centered around self-improvement. And if you're not a person with if you're not a person seeking that, like you just said, Shaw, you blocked it, you kept it
lied
moving.
and coddled. No, I don't. Never want to be lied to and coddled. So whoever made that comment, it's a few people on here that knows who I am. I would rather for you to tell me the truth than to lie and coddle me. So get that out your head.
What I'm saying is,
no, I'm not referring to you, bro. It's somebody in this comment talking about I want to be pacified, bro. I'm in the military. I don't be pacified.
Chill out. Come on now. Don't worry about the comments. I'm not. Don't focus on that. If like you said, you blocked her content, you kept it moving. If it's not sent, that it's the same thing that people say about my content. If it's not for you, keep it moving. But now it's getting to the point where people are trying to get up, or where they did get her page temporarily banned. You got people trying to find and pull up dirt about her husband, her family, things of that nature. Now they talking about, oh, we should call up to her job because she's an educator and get this is too much over somebody's opinion.
Yeah, I'm gonna just say it like this: unless someone is actively harming others and actively spewing ideologies that are meant to harm others, and by harm I mean put someone's life in danger, I'm gonna just say just keep them blocked and keep it pushing, because I don't agree with a lot of people. I don't agree with a lot of things that people say. People don't agree with what I say, but I see clearly this person is just this person has gotten under a lot of people's skin.
This is what happens. I mean, I'm always up here. I'm used to it. I don't give a damn. But the thing is, she has an audience. There are clearly people who are gravitating to the type of content that she's put. There are women out there who, to them, this is a breath of fresh air. This is what they've been.
That's crazy to me, because I didn't even know who she was until today.
But she has she got 50,000 followers. So somebody's
who's following her? The state of Michigan? I didn't know who the hell she was.
It doesn't matter who's following her. She has a following. So if it's not for you, why are people so upset? Why do people? Because they do the same shit to me. That's why I know what this is about. And my thing is, if it's not for you, why does it?
My bad. Shout out to Michigan. My bad.
Why are people getting so upset? Because there are female content creators that are out here that literally center themselves around bashing men in purpose of hateful content, in purpose of hateful rhetoric. And none of these women don't get on here and have an issue with that. But you got a female content creator that is trying to make females improvement. Whether you agree with the rhetoric or not, it's based around improvement.
So I actually follow her, and I actually like her because she actually works with young Black girls. She sees what a lot of young Black girls are experiencing, and she sees things need to change. A lot of things that we as Black women need to change. We don't want to hear it, myself included. It's a lot of things I know that I need to change about myself just to attract better people, not just a man, just better people into my life. And I've noticed once I stop kind of portraying myself in a negative light, I'm noticing the type of people that I'm meeting and coming into contact with are, they're higher, not quality, but they're just different. And also she's, like you said, she's a breath of fresh air for some Black women, because it's yeah, in my college years, yeah, the Megan Thee Stallion, the Sexy Red, yeah, that was cool. But it's now I'm grown. It's I don't want all the Black women that I like. I don't want I want bring the classy Black women. Nothing's wrong with that. And I feel now yeah, sex is okay, but it's too much. And I feel she's trying to bring it back. We see all these problems in the Black community, all these kids out of wedlock, all of these STDs, all of that is based in our over sexualization. And so she sees the children.
Also, this has been going on since before this time. You know that, right?
I know it's been going on, but it's been going on all this time, and it's now we're at the point it's just like we're all like, I just feel like as Black people, we're very over sexual, and people like her, she's trying to like dial it down.
Who was that said this has been going on this whole time?
So, like, I mean it in the sense of, like, the things we're discussing now, they discussed, like, 20 years ago. The things that they discussed 20 years ago, they discussed 20 years before that. So it's cyclical. It's, like, a thing where it always constantly happens. The only thing we can do as humans is make our own pathway.
But it's getting worse.
Just,
it's
like,
not improving.
away from
right,
that.
so you got,
Well,
there's
it was
no
way
way.
worse, bro. Because I'm going to be so honest with you. If we still had the 1950s here, a lot of us would not have the type of things that we should have. Like, we would be in the fucking kitchen and we would just be like, serve our man, no other type of rights whatsoever. I feel like at this point, and I'm gonna just say this before I hop off, don't know this lady. She makes content talking about wanting to keep a man or whatever. Okay, that's cool. I mean, it's not for me. It's not for me. I'm glad that I know who this is, but at the end of the day, I think instead of focusing on, we need to change like the Black community, why don't we just change like why don't we just change being shitty people? Like, why don't we just be better people to people? Like, forget just Black men, Black women, just be a better person at the end of the day. That's all we need. Like, that's all we really need, honestly, is to be a better person.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna let her drop because she was just saying shit. And anyways, to say that we are not worse off than we were 20, 40 years ago, simply because women can do more for themselves, it's not like, that's very disingenuous to say. That's very disingenuous to say simply because women can go to work and don't have to sit in the kitchen. They didn't have to sit in the kitchen in the 1950s either. That's crazy. That's especially Black women. Black women have always worked. That's why I always preach about us working together, because Black people have always had to work together. There is no point in history in America where Black women were able to just sit in the kitchen and live like white women. That's why I say feminism was a white woman's plight. That was not a Black woman's plight. Black women have always worked. Always worked. And to sit here and say that our community as a whole, because we can go and we're not making more money. We're not making more money than nobody. When by 2050, we're going to have a negative net worth. So we ain't making and we ain't saving no money. We ain't buying no fucking houses. We ain't getting married, but we having a bunch of fucking babies. So to sit here and be that disingenuous, like, because, well, you know, we can get on TikTok and share our opinions. Like, even from my perspective as a 31-year-old millennial, when I was the kid, like our childhood compared to these kids running around now, I saw a video yesterday of some dudes, some YNs in Chicago chasing the police in a fucking stolen Scat Pack because they said the police cannot chase them. We weren't doing that. Even in the hood, we wasn't doing no crazy shit like that was crazy for her to say. That's crazy. That was crazy. That was crazy. We are socially, as a community, our social image is shit right now. And it's getting worse. And to sit here and it's the young dude, you see it on the young men's side, you see it on the young women's side. And she just so happens to focus on the ladies, bro. Like, I don't see what's the issue with that. I don't see what's the issue with that. Again, if it's not for you, keep it moving. That's what I don't understand. People don't know how to keep it moving. I can have empathy for this situation because I go through it. That's why I told her I'm like, this is not like you just the new victim. You just the new victim. You just a new victim. These kids my sons I be having to be on their ass because they can literally get on YouTube and figure out how to scam, how to steal a car, how to do degenerate ass behavior, and we clap, like, you know what I'm saying, as a community, we clap that shit up. But again, there are women content creators out there that literally make it their known goal to bash men, to promote degenerate behavior, to promote self-destructive behavior for women, and nobody bats an eye because, oh, she getting on them ain't shit men that we having kids with. Yes, girl. Yes, girl. Yeah, because you can relate to that because you got a deadbeat baby daddy too. So y'all cool with that type of content. And that's crazy to me. That's crazy to me. And nobody's elaborated on the point of they keep saying, well, she doesn't like her aura doesn't seem like she's a happy woman. That's crazy. No, I would love to hear somebody elaborate on that. And I'll tell you one thing. I'll tell you how I know
None of us that was up here has said. I've seen it in the comments, but I don't think any of us up here person said that she don't seem like a happy woman. Like
no,
I
I'm
said,
saying, yeah, it was in the comments, and none of them that have said it in the comments done came up and said that.
Yeah, I had to watch her videos to and come back because I know who you're talking about.
Uh-huh. I'm waiting for the ones in the comments saying she ain't happy. She ain't got to pay me nothing. She ain't got to pay me nothing. So I don't know I don't know what.
Can I say something, Benny?
Go ahead, find out.
So, first thing first, roll tide. I every time I'm gonna say it. Personally, I do have her blocked. And the reason why I have her blocked is I actually stitched one of her videos. My first time ever going viral was off of me stitching her video where she was talking about black girls not necessarily knowing how to take care of themselves and they're not being taught properly. Huh?
Their hygiene.
Yes. So I stitched the video and that really was my only, like, I guess, exposure to her page. And when my video went viral, I kept getting people in the comments saying, at least people that know me from my Facebook group, saying, like, I can't believe you would stitch her contact. I can't believe you would stitch her. Like, this is crazy. So I went down the rabbit hole and I went down her page and I watched a couple of videos. And personally, for me, I can't speak for nobody else. I don't necessarily agree with people like trying to get her page banned and stuff because, like you said, there's information out there that people are able to take from that and make better decisions. And at the end of the day, whatever people are able to take from whatever the content is, and if it affects the black community in a positive way, I'm all for it, right? Even if I may not necessarily agree with it. Where my issue comes in is that I felt like a lot of her reasoning for the content she was making, the end goal in all of her content was for you to be chosen and for you to be, for a man to want you. And as somebody that grew up with a mom, me being African, that's the goal, right? You do what you need to do so that you meet a husband, you get married to him, you become a mom, you take care of the family. Like, that is the goal, is for you to become a wife. And just somebody that has seen the negative side of when you only push that narrative into a little girl's head, what that can do to a person when they do become an adult. I personally just don't agree with the rhetoric that is. I think that the issue is that I think when she's trying to grab people's attention, right? So she says like a crazy thing like black women have the worst attitudes ever, right? Right then and there, you say that, you already know you done set it off. Don't nobody want to hear nothing that you have to say. So because a lot of the times when she start her videos, her intro or a hook, because that's what they call it on here, her hook is so intense, it make you be like, girl, who the hell you talking to?
You know what I'm saying? I do the same shit.
Well, I'm gonna tell you the difference between the two of y'all. I'm gonna tell you the difference. I got you, don't worry. And then she goes in and she gives whatever her reasoning is, but she never switches it up to be like certain people. It's always just grouping us all together. And I think that is why a lot of people just don't like it. And like I said, personally, I don't like it because I don't like pushing this narrative of you doing something with the end goal to become a wife. I think that there's so many other layers to becoming a wife, especially becoming a good wife, because Jesus, becoming a wife is the easy part. And I feel like go ahead.
I will say, from what I've seen from her content, when she does talk about stuff, she doesn't on like how to find like after you get the man, like what are the intricacies of marriage and things of that nature. the qualities and what a man. I honestly, I haven't come across. I don't be on her page like that, but when I do, I don't come across those types of videos like myself. I'll do that. You know what I'm saying? I'll tell the young fellas what to look for in a woman. I tell the young ladies what to look for in a man. You know what I'm saying? I haven't come across that. However, that said, that might not be, her purpose and what she makes the content for. So I have to understand, like, who and what she's talking for is just not for me. But I will say for the hygiene thing, I've had that comment because me and my wife talked about that. She said that from where she grew up, growing up, and from what I remember as a little boy growing up around, you know what I'm saying, and in the hood with other black kids and shit, like that was an issue with young black girls, and not because my wife told me, she was like, I didn't get taught proper female hygiene because my mom and the other women were so concerned about what I was doing with my coochie versus teaching me how to take care of my coochie, quote unquote. They was always trying to stop the little girls from going out and getting pregnant and having sex, that they weren't teaching the little girls how to take care of their hygiene. Even if they, like, if you do have, sex, go use the bathroom and do these different things to take care of your pH and stuff, and educating them on proper female hygiene. It was just, you ain't about to be out here hunching on the little boys and trying to get pregnant. Da, 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 da. It was like policing the coochie versus educating the young girls on. And that's why she said, like, the hygiene wasn't as, like, she had to learn her female etiquette hygiene, like, as an adult. You know what I'm saying? Because growing up, the women were so about them.
Yeah, and I wasn't disagreeing with her in the video. I was actually sharing my story and my journey to, learning about myself. So I was just saying that was I just saw her little video and I was like, oh my God, let me just share my story. And it resonated with a lot of people. So the thing that's different between the two of y'all, your comments is crazy.
Miss Financial, Miss Financial.
Yes.
How you doing, sweetheart?
I'm good. How are you?
Okay, I'm good. One moment. I'm gonna let you get back to what you said. One moment. Now,
Okay.
it's supposed to be my day off.
Oh, this your moderator. Let me shut up. She don't play.
It's supposed to be my day off, Benny. Where is D? That's one.
D ain't came back today.
Okay. And two, why do you have 250 people in here and your likes are only at 6K?
Because I don't be paying attention to none of that. That's why I hired you.
Okay, so I'm gonna turn the likes off until y'all get to 15K, and then cause y'all think I'm playing. Like, no, I'm not playing. So if you don't like it, get to tapping. All right, go ahead, Miss Financial, handle your business.
Thank you, girl. So, and just let me just clarify. I don't have a big following like that on TikTok, but I do have a big following on Facebook. So like I said, when a lot of the girls in my group saw that are familiar with her, that I stitched her content, a lot of them were hitting me up surprised that I stitched her content. So I was like, well, let me go see what's on this lady page for all of my girls to be hitting me up. Like, I can't believe you stitched her. And like I said, I went to her page and I asked somebody that has been a victim of a mother that has the same mindset that this lady is pushing. I didn't agree with it. I don't stand for it. So, and I didn't want to see it. So I just blocked it. But the difference go ahead.
Oh, the difference between me and her is what?
Yes. So I'm gonna give you an example because you did it one day. You made me so mad. It was the day you was going back and forth with the Africans, and I had to tell myself he not talking about me. He talking about them. And the lady showed her she was doing a pedicure outside, and you stitched the video and you started to go in, and I got so mad because I was like, Betty, I can't believe you would say something like this about me. But I'm gonna tell you the difference between you and her is that you have more of a balance, right? I don't care how many people get on here and say that you hate women, you only attacking women. It's only because the video that they may have seen that you were talking, it may have only been specifically towards women at that point. But if I go on your page and I scroll on your page, it's a bunch of different things that I see. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, okay, well, it's give and take. I can take what I need from your page, and then I could just disregard what doesn't apply to me, or whatever I don't align with. I can just separate myself from it. Whereas her page is not like that. It's constantly.
But that's the thing, though. This is why I say you gotta have perspective to who her target is and like what her page is about. Like me, I'm not targeting no specific audience. She is a niche. She has a niche type of audience. So that's why I think people need to understand, like, if it's not for you, keep it moving. She has a niche, and her niche, like the wife thing, right? So that personally was something triggering for you because that's what you grew up watching. So you blocked it and kept it moving. But what I'll say to that is there's a group of women out there who that's what they want. And I think that women have to understand that there's an audience. Clearly she has an audience. There are women out there, and that might be what resonates for them. So it's like the same way y'all think that she might be shaming single women. There are women who are looking at y'all like, well, y'all shame women who want to be married. Y'all shame women who want to be in the kitchen cooking for their husband. Y'all shame women for wanting to just be a housewife and love their husband, not want to work and just sit in the house. Like, so y'all got to understand that there's still a demographic of women out there, and that's what they want. So like I say, you don't get on TikTok, you don't get the 50,000 followers and you just be, you know what I'm saying, you be on some bullshit, especially in that type of niche. You know what I'm saying? Like, she gives, like, her edit, like the way she talk remind me of traditional Southern women. You know what I'm saying? And that's okay. Whether it's right or wrong, whether you agree or not, if that's not for you, like, people got to understand, like, if something ain't for you, keep it moving. I get on here every fucking day and after I went on her live, before I started I spent about 15, 20 minutes. I'm on live scrolling. It's live after live of women echo chambers talking about men this, men that, men this, men that. We don't need men. We don't need them. We get our degrees. And I'm just like, damn. And you got to understand, that's been the rhetoric for probably since 2019-ish, City Girl era, when it really took off. I don't need no man, da-da-da. So that's been the rhetoric. That's been the extreme. And now you have an entire group of women that's coming up. That's all they've heard. And they don't want to hear that shit no more. The same way you had an entire demographic of men coming up hearing, oh, cater to your woman, simp for simp for these women, be a gentleman, be da-da-da-da-da. And then and when they go out and they actually interact with these women that the internet or society has told them they so perfect that we need to cater to them, and they getting shitted on and screwed over by these women, that's how you get the red pill content. And people gravitated towards that. People gravitated towards the soft guy movement because they was tired of getting taken advantage. Like, so I think women got to be more open-minded to the fact that there are women out there who they want to be a wife. They want to go and just cater to their husband, and that's okay. And it's like, y'all want something for a group of women that's what, like, and I seen it at, like, I'm at ODU, right? And they got a new club for the little girls up there. And that's the club. It's traditional etiquette, like how to get back to being a dainty, like what the picture they had on their little club meet was like a 19th, like I Love Lucy picture or something. Like, that's their club. And it was a lot of women over there, black, white, Hispanic, Asian, and they be in their little circles over there in the library and in the quad, and they be over there and they be kicking their classes. Yeah, charm school, that's what it was, etiquette school, getting back to being a traditional, dainty woman that's all. Like, why is that an issue?
I'm not saying that it's an issue.
No,
my whole thing is
I'm just talking about
my whole thing is that just because a person says that that's not content they necessarily want to see, that doesn't necessarily mean they're not in support of being a wife, or they're not in support of the Black family unit. And that's what ends up happening on this app, is that when you say, oh, I don't enjoy this person content, oh, you're just a baby mama, you don't want to be a wife. I mean, even looking into your comment, people are literally saying that just because I said she just do content that I don't necessarily agree with. It's not my cup of tea, so I have it blocked. I cannot like her content and still feel like, marriage is important. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I just don't think everybody is at the people just lack the maturity really to interact with each other on the app. And I feel like that's really where the problem is stemming from. Do I think she needs to have her page blocked? No, because like you said, there are people who need this. I talk about budgeting. There are people that should know how to budget, but they don't know how to budget.
And people might look at your content and be like, she over here trying to tell me what to do with my money.
Right.
She just want me to buy her course.
Right. Right. So it's just like people just need to have the maturity to just be able to be like, okay, I don't like this content. That doesn't necessarily mean that I completely disagree with everything this person is saying. But I don't think she needs to lose her page, because at the end of the day, unfortunately, there's a little girl in the hood right now in a messed up situation, and that lady content is the only source of a black woman that is not shaking her ass, that is not up here. And I don't want to say too much and get your thing, man, but her page is literally the only hope that this little black girl needs, and that is okay. That is fine. I'm just not that girl, so it's okay that I don't want to see it.
Agreed. And so for the people, like, I think it get caught up in, we get both of the extremes. If you agree with her, people are going to, go to the extreme with that. If you disagree, people are going to go to the extreme with that. You got a lot of people who don't understand, don't have the intellect to just understand that people can disagree. Like, I'm sure people follow me, right? Rock with me like a motherfucker, but don't agree with everything I say. And if there's going to be people on both sides. So if you disagree with me, but you follow him. So, you know what I'm saying? Or if you disagree with me, but it's like, well, you know, and it's like, but again, I always go back to this stat. 50 million Americans read at a 4th grade reading level. Over 50% of Americans read at an 8th grade reading level. And when we have these discussions, you got to understand, there are people who had to go eat lunch early and had to use safety scissors up until high school. And that's just what it is. So, but yeah, I'm going to get to some of the, Charla, you've been in here for a minute. What's good? Charla?
Muted here. I had to unmute. My bad. But yeah, I actually jumped on when people were saying that they didn't know what the controversy was about Janine's page, and how she got to the point where like every major content creator was doing a live about her. And I just wanted to speak to the fact that originally when she started her content, it was very graceful of a delivery and things like that.
She was giving marriage advice and stuff like that. And then people basically told her to shut the fuck up.
They were bullying her because she came in your live after that. That's how we all know who she is. Yep. And she was basically like, you know, I'm just trying to be a beacon in my community and teach people what I wish I knew growing up. Yep. And the comments and stuff it was crazy. Some of her videos she had to take down because people was talking to her like she stabbed them or something.
She was. I do remember when she had probably about 3,000 followers, because she had followed me up real early. And she was making like content on how to be a wife and, you know, what to look for in a husband and things. She was doing it. And she had to take all the videos. She had to take all the videos down because they was got there.
Because reported the words in the comments. Huh?
That girl who got Mortal Kombat music playing?
That's my phone ringing.
Oh, that girl got the Mortal Kombat fucking fight song in the. But I do remember she did.
How I grew up.
But then when she starts centering, I think people got to understand that there's a level of, like, in order to be a content creator on here and get to a significant amount, you have to. I'm not gonna you might not have to go to the extreme of pandering or making rage bait, but you have to be captivating. There's a reason why people fucking follow me. It's because you have to be entertaining. There's a level of showmanship to this TikTok shit, to social media, period. People aren't just gonna follow boring ass people. So you have to have the emotional and the intellectual, you know what I'm saying, discipline to when you see a video, it's like, okay, boom, they give me the punchline, right? They done got my attention. Now what's the message? You know what I'm saying? And I don't think people get to that part because most people they can't get past the punchline. They can't get through the punchline. And like I always say with my content, if you can't get through the punchline, I don't give a fuck. You can scroll or you keep it pushing. Or you can sit, you can stay and gain perspective. Then once you see that one video, hopefully you say, well, I want to know what this dude about. Let me go to his page, and you go to the next video, and you go to the next video. And now you like, okay, I see what he about. I rock with this dude. Those are the people I give a damn about. I don't care about the people that follow me based on one video because I made them laugh, and then they catch 2 of my videos later because they didn't do their research. Now they like, oh, fuck this dude, he hate women, blah, 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 blah. No, you didn't watch my content. You know what I'm saying? And that's the reason why I mean, I could be bigger than what I am, but you know what? That live that we had the other night when Aristotle, Static, Gumbo, the clips that I posted, that's why I do what I do, and that's why I do it how I do it, because it creates a space for something like that to go down where black men came in, shared their stories, and then proceeded to get people like Financial to call her fucking doctor to get into the live and share her information and share her story so we can get people some real fucking help. And her and myself say we got money. I said, bro, I got $1,000 for somebody, for whoever to book their first session with the doctor to get them some help. She said, hey, reach out to me if you need assistance financially to get you some help. You know what I'm saying? So what I say, and then at the end of the day, she worked with these young girls. She has a organization for young girls. So whether or not you like her content or not, she still has something that's a solution, which all these echo chambers of the lives that I scroll by, but the women that got something so much to say about her, where's your solution? What are you doing to help people outside of getting in a fucking live and running your guns? You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, and I don't even think that her change in tone and delivery was more to captivate an audience. I really do think that it was a barrier she put up after being bullied.
Of course. And you got to be that way. That's why I don't give a fuck.
Tough skin. Yeah. Because after your live, she was just like, I try not to be like that because, you know, people will, they won't take my message. Yeah.
Like, she really broke down like that. But you got, like, you can't be on here and be weak because, look, people get her page, man. People done pulled up her husband. People done talking about they reach out to her school. For what?
Yeah. All that because they don't like what she said. Not because of something she did wrong, but because they don't like how she said. And a lot of people who made videos about her have said, oh, I used to follow her because I liked her content in the beginning, but now I don't like her delivery. And it's like, okay, but why not just move past or watch the videos that you do like having
take it or leave
discourse. They having discourse about getting this woman fired. I can't wait to find out who her husband is so I can expose him. Like, that's the kind of discourse people are having because they don't like her content, and that's just insane.
Because it's something that she's saying that they done heard before, and somebody told they ass it did hurt. That truth be hurt sometimes.
Can I say this real quick?
Zoe? Yeah, go ahead.
Who do people really think they are to get on this platform and feel so entitled to ban people's accounts, dox them, or think that they have the agency to make someone else's life misery when it ain't gonna do nothing but backfire on them? Because you reap what you sow. I do want to say this. I agree with what you said, host. I'm friends with Janine on this platform, but I just want to say this because I saw someone in the comments saying how she was saying something about talking bad about Black women and how y'all made a bad choice for being single mothers and stuff. I agree with that because she didn't bash Black women. That's number one.
Right.
Two, she was teaching Black women on how to have standards and simply not just have kids with just anybody, but prepare yourself to be vetted by the right person. Do the shadow work, do your inner work so that you will be ready for the right person. And not only that, to pick and choose the right person and for them to be, you know, a great parent to you guys' children. She was talking about having etiquette and having standards. Y'all twisting her words up because y'all taking it personal, knowing that y'all made bad decisions. And she's, you know, her saying without actually telling y'all that y'all made bad choices and it's hitting home for y'all. And y'all just, instead of
biting the bullet, taking accountability, y'all embarrassed and y'all getting defensive about it.
Because everybody was clapping when we talking about Cam Newton and his bad decision, and these dudes out here making broken homes and they bad decisions. Everybody clapped it up for that shit. Yeah. Hold these men accountable. They was all in my comment. But here we go. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, at the end of the day, if she's not telling, like, a lot of the rhetoric I've seen from the women, because she does say marry before you carry. She does push, you know what I'm saying, don't just be out here willy-nilly having kids with dudes, da-da-da-da. They hear that and say, well, they instantly go to, well, there's no guarantee that man gonna do that. No, marriage isn't gonna, there's no guarantee in this fucking life with anything. However, marriage should be the bare fucking minimum. And they all love to throw out statistics, but we all ignore the statistics that show, number one, marriage works. Marriage works for regular working class people. That's how you get ahead, is to get married. Now, as far as trying to figure out the inner workings of marriage, that's here nor there. But marriage works. It works as far as moving up the financial ladder in this country. It works as far as raising the children in this country. It works. But we love to argue and fight the shit so hard. And I talk about this all the time. People get in my lives when I'm talking about marriage. Mind you, when I talk about marriage, I address the fellas. And, well, there's no guarantee. Like, it's not a guarantee, but it should be the bare fucking minimum. It's going to give somebody a little bit more incentive to commit. It's going to give somebody a little bit more oomph when they decide to be with somebody. Period, point blank. So, and then once you get that established, now we move into the inner workings of how to properly vet somebody, the things you can do and the steps you can take to ensure your marriage is successful. All of those things come after the fact that you have to value what marriage is as an institution to begin with. But a lot of our people, male and female alike, don't want to hear that shit, because a lot of them are out here creating broken fucking homes and don't want to hear them. Just like you would have men sitting there looking like Cam Newton. If the roles were reversed, you have a lot of women sitting there looking like Cam Newton too. If somebody told them you create a broken home with that man. When I said that to that Michaela chick, well, that was his fault. He left me. No, you left. You laid down and gave that man a baby. You decided to give that man a baby. You had just as much part to play in that broken home as that man. So that's just what it is, bro. It's gonna be a demographic of people who just don't want to hear the truth, and that's just what it is.
Thank you. And I'm so sick of hearing, because she also addressed this as well. Like, someone in the comments, and I forgot to mention this, they were just like, oh, well, you know, people choose to be single and stuff like that. And we're like, okay, like, that's your choice. You know, if you choose to be single for the rest of your life, that's you. But it does get to a certain point where, you know, you do want companionship, and you're going to get lonely at times. And God didn't design us to be by ourselves. He didn't do that. He did not design us to be by ourselves.
Most of these folks ain't out here choosing to be single. They're not choosing. They're now.
It's a defense because they didn't make the right decisions in the past, or they didn't learn from their mistakes, so they're not able to comprehend, or maybe they don't understand yet. But address that. But don't just put up a wall.
Right. So most of the people who get on, because there's, like, again, I'll be fair. There's a lot of men that be out here, man, I'm single. They don't say they single by choice, but when they get to talking, they ready. You know, I don't need no woman. These women ain't shit. Yeah, but there's a lot of women. I choose to be single. Y'all ain't choosing to be single because you wouldn't have sat there and had them babies. You wouldn't have sat there. Men want companionship. We don't want to walk into everybody moving in fear. Everybody moving in fear. And instead of looking at content creators like Just a Girl, people like myself, people like John, married people who are like, nobody wants to hear us talk. They really don't. People don't want to hear us married folk really talk about marriage. Let's get into this shit. Fuck that. You don't like something, man, because we about to get into this shit. Don't nobody want to hear married people really talk about marriage. They don't. They don't want us to talk about marriage. That's why she had to switch her content up, because she was talking about the intricacies and inner workings of marriage, and they weren't hearing that shit. They didn't want to hear that shit. They told her to shut up. We don't care, right? People don't want to hear us really talk about marriage, right?
They don't want to know the word.
They want to see us, the men that's in. They want to see the women in these marriages floss the trips. They want to see the women floss their husband, buying them all this shit and doing. They want to see that part. And that's all they want to see. They want to see the husband getting up, cooking the breakfast in bed and running around with the kids and catering to his wife. That's the only part they want to see. They don't want to see women get on here and say, man, you got to respect your husband. Sometimes you got to shut the fuck up, girl. It ain't about you. It ain't about being right, girl. Sometimes you got to check your ego as a woman and trust that man. Say, hey, girl, you got to change your girl circle. Don't be running around with all them single hags that spitting in your ear, that negativity. Yeah, you might have to cut some of them girls off. Yeah, girl, you can't be out there dressing how you want to dress. Respect your man, respect your household. You can't be on the table at the hookah lounge as a married woman standing on top of the hookah bar shaking ass. That's not respectful. They don't want to hear that part of marriage. They just like the fellas don't want to hear I ain't gonna say the people on my content, they enjoy it. But it's gonna be dudes out there that get in my comments and, got something to say when I'm sitting here telling them, bro, you need to have some discipline. You need to stop. Look, you got to be committed to your wife. All that, I'm just a man, that's what we do, is different. No, it's not. You as a man, you got to submit to your wife also. Don't go out here and get no woman that don't got nothing to offer to this motherfucking table. You need to look for a woman with a degree or some type of skill or asset. You need to care about a woman and her money in her pockets. You need to care about how that woman's relationship with her friends, her family, her co-workers, and how she deals. Like, when I talk about that, niggas get bro, because at the end of the day, people don't want to do the work. They want to look at these marriages and see the fairy tale, and then when it blows up, they point to it and say, see, they point to the shit that don't work, the people that's out here, perpetrating in these marriages, and say, see, that's why I don't want to get married. The marriage ain't meant for everybody. Look at him. Da, 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 da. Meanwhile, they'll ignore the marriages that work. They'll ignore people like myself getting on here talking about the ups and the goods and the benefits of marriage. They'll ignore people like John getting on here talking about marriage. They'll ignore us because they don't want to hear that shit, because that requires work. It doesn't fit the lazy narrative of we just got married, it's supposed to work. No, they don't want to hear that shit. They don't. So I literally just said, bro, because the video is in my drafts. I'm gonna post it, but it was a video of Bandman Kiwi, Mr. BBL himself. They was talking about a man having to having counsel with his wife about business or making a decision. They was like, man, that's bullshit. I might as well talk to the wife, because as a man, you should be able to. And I'm like, see, and that's why y'all at where y'all at. Bro, I counsel with my wife on everything. I just landed a brand new fucking job out the fucking blue. And the first thing I did, I said, babe, what do you think about this? What do you think about this? It's not that, bro, having a woman that you can have, who you can get intellectual or good information from, is a blessing. Because as men, we be doing so much and our ego can get in the way. We can get in our own way sometimes, but to come home and to a woman because women have a different perspective than us. That's why we need each other, right? There are things as men we can save women from, and there are things that women can save men from, right? But to get you a good woman that can sit here and sift through give you that woman perspective, that soft side perspective of that, boy, man, that's a blessing, bro. And as a woman to have a man that, man, boy, I'm marriage all day over here, but I'm also tell folks.
Hold on, Benny. Didn't you ask them to get the likes up and they still at 36K?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay. I was just wondering. Y'all got 3 minutes to get it to 35 to 45K since y'all didn't even hear the host when he asked for it. Y'all got 3 minutes. If not, I'm turning the comments off and we all just gonna sit there and look at each other in the comments. Okay. Go ahead.
And that's why they don't want to hear. Again, there's no one road to this shit, right? There's no one size fits all to this marriage shit. You can, if as a person, so if you were a young man and you were a young woman and you say, I want to be married, that's what I want. You have to surround yourself with like-minded people and think and engage in content, change your algorithm. So you should be able to come to a person like Just a Girl's page. You should be able to come to a person like my page. You should be able to come to a person like John's page. Fucking who else? Whatever other content, you know what I'm saying? And you should be able to pick what you like. Pick, ignore what you don't like, pick what you like from each person and have your own, inform your own fucking thoughts and opinions on it. See, that's the problem. People don't want to form their own thoughts and fucking opinions. They want echo chambers. They want people to validate what they already fucking feel. They don't know how to articulate and comprehend and say like, I don't agree with everything, but I like that, I like that, I like that. Let me grab that, put it in the bowl. I don't agree with everything, but I like that, I like that. Let me grab that, put it in the bowl. I like that, I like that, I don't like that. Let me put this in the bowl. And then mix that shit up and make a cake out of it. That's for them. People don't know how to do that shit. People don't want to do that shit because in order to do that, you gotta have something up here. You have to think for yourself. You can't just have scrambled eggs up there. You got to think for yourself. And a lot of people think that they're thinking for themselves simply because they'll hear somebody tell them what they want to hear. See, the content that you watch and you like, this hurts. I agree, but then, I don't know. Let me think about it. Like the content that gets you thinking. You agree, but you don't agree. But you like, man, what is... And that's the shit you need to watch. Not the shit that you look at and be like, yeah. Cause that's just validating what you already believe in. So that's what I'll say. What's up, Mike? What's good, bro? Mike, you there, bro? Going once? Going twice? Oh no. What's good, Style? Style psychologist.
Hey, good afternoon. Can you hear me?
Yes. I see you got one bar.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
I don't know what is happening. I'm sorry about that. Yeah, I think I wouldn't have known this woman or any of the people that people tend to have a problem with if it wasn't for the people who have so much rage for them showing up on my For You page, speaking negatively about them. I think that like Black people are not a monolith, right? There are different types of Black people, different type of content for us to consume. And if you don't like it, if it doesn't apply, let it fly. You absolutely are not obligated to engage with content you don't like, but you also don't have to go out of your way to tear someone down, dismantle their platform, or try to exploit or expose their personal life. That's definitely not your place. You know what I mean? Just don't engage with the content you don't like. And like you said, take what you want and leave the rest. Like, I don't know anybody that I've always agreed with 100%. You know what I mean? In life, you're not always going to agree with somebody's lens on life or what they see to be true. That doesn't give you the right to tear them down. Like, I'm wondering, the way people are speaking about this lady is like, is she inciting violence? Is she telling people to commit crimes? Like, what is the problem? I'm thoroughly confused.
They don't like what she's saying.
Yeah, but it's okay not to like it. Right. You can agree to disagree. You don't have to agree with everybody. You can have healthy dialogue. As Black people, we need to learn to have healthy dialogue without tearing each other down or demeaning each other or trying to make one another feel small. I think we have more of an obsession with like pointing out the problem than finding the solution. You know what I mean? Like, it seems like everybody's just so angry and so up in arms and so dead set on being angry and finding someone every week to be angry about. Because like I said, I wouldn't even have known like this person, their platform, or even anything about them if it wasn't for all the negative commentary about her on my For You page. And so I feel like it's like if it's like an obsession with being angry, right? Yeah. It's like you can't function unless there's something dysfunctional to talk about.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like I haven't seen one thing all week that was positive in relation to the Black community. It's actually really disheartening.
Well, I hope you can
For me, it's just I'm just confused. If you don't like her, why?
If you want to,
You said what?
If you want to see something positive for the Black community, I would say click on my page and check out my last live, and it was good. It was good. We had a lot. That's what I was talking about earlier. We had a and for everybody in the live, if you hear, ain't nobody reached out to me yet regarding going to book a therapy session. Again, I said I have $1,000 financial. I don't know if she's still here, but I have $1,000 I'm willing to put up with my own money to help up. Financial is still here. Ain't nobody reached out to her either. So for y'all to say, for the black folks, specifically Black men, because that's what we was talking about, who be like, I don't have no resources, We provided a doctor. We providing the resources financially. Ain't no excuse. I don't want to hear that shit. I'm just throwing that out there. My own little host break. I still ain't had nobody reach out to me. So y'all better reach out. But my bad. Go ahead.
Well, yeah, therapy is definitely needed in the community because, like I said, so many people are just so angry and they're looking for something to be upset about all the time. Like every week, there are whole lives, discussions, so much time invested on being angry at somebody and no time invested on actually, like I said, finding solutions for said problems in the community or using that energy to go and do something productive for yourself. It's so weird to me. Is it just me? Like, it's weird.
And
it's concerning.
And that's why I have my spaces, because we provide solutions in healthy spaces to actually talk. I'm not going to have no echo chamber over here just validating all our personal bad biases and shit. That ain't what we do over here. So, nobody wants solution. And I say all the time, a lot of people just don't. A lot of people suck. I say it all the time. Everybody who rock with me, y'all hear me say that shit all the time. A lot of people just suck at life. There's a lot of people not doing shit in real life. So they come on these apps and they want to be angry and they confide in other angry people that are just gonna validate and become an echo chamber to they piss poor suck lives. And that's all they want. I literally had an entire week of that chick, that weird light-skinned chick that was upset at me, that made the video talking about black men who, number one, she only highlighted black men that joined the military. They're coons. They fighting for the Uncle Sam and white man money and all that shit. And as YT, pale colored lizard people don't fucking fighting for their wars and all that stuff. And I'm like, number one, there are also brave women, black women specifically, who do serve. That's number one. Let's not leave them out. Number two, you mad at people for having for taking an opportunity? You mad and you upset and you talking about pointing the finger at black people for taking the opportunity to better their lives, to get some benefits, to go on and do something with their life? You mad at that? And when I go to her page and I look at what she doing, she ain't got shit going on. She slumming around, living in some bullshit. It be jealousy. It be that people just suck at life. Because I guarantee you, she got a cousin, a home girl, a cousin, you know what I'm saying, a family member that went off to the Air Force, Coast Guard, went off with a military branch and is thriving. And she jealous because she's stuck and because she couldn't do it. And you got to understand, I say all that to say this. There's a lot of people who suck at life. They don't want to do anything. They don't want to take opportunities. They just want to point the finger at everybody. They want to blame everybody. The sun dodging pale people. They want to blame the government. They want to blame anything and everything they can. And then they get on this app. They see people doing shit and doing better than they are, and they want to hate. They want to be angry. They want to get in their comments and troll and report their page and get them banned and do, because instead of just scrolling, nah, I wanna take her page down, because like, why? I'm gonna call her job. Why? Because you suck at life. Because if you had a job, if you was making money, if you had a man that loved you, if you had a family that would say, if you had things, you wouldn't be so invested in what people's opinions are on this app. You wouldn't, because when I see plenty of content creators, mostly women and some dudes that I don't agree with, that I'm like, this is some bullshit. But guess what I do? I keep scrolling, or I'll make a stitch and give my opinion and keep it moving. I'm not worried about, man, I gotta take this page down. I need to call their job. I need to dox them. Because I have a life. I have a real life. I don't live on social media. But again, you gotta realize there's a lot of people, I say it all the time, a lot of people suck at this thing called life. They don't got nothing going on. They ain't got nothing going on. So doing something like that gives them, a lot of people go to these dead end jobs and get bullied by they manager every day at work, every fucking day, and come home and get on this app and want to talk like they tough. And that's their way of feeling like, yeah, I'm doing something, girl. Yeah, hell yeah, girl. I'm a boss. I'm a bad. Yeah, I did that. Yeah, I reported her page. Yeah, we got her page took down. Yeah, I found some dirt on her. I posted her husband, girl. Her husband ain't all this. Because they fucking suck. And these apps are the only way they feel like, yeah, I'm doing something. That's just what it is, man.
Saying like that is really a twisted, like that's a miserable life to live if your joy comes from harming someone else and taking the time to actually dismantle their lives because you don't have one of your own. Mental health services are needed. That's a wild concept.
But that's what be happening. But yeah, man. But what's up? What's that? Adaya? What's good, man?
What's up, man? Can you hear me?
Yeah, you good.
I jumped on, scrolling through live, and heard the conversation piece about marriage. And I really wanted to commend you because I'm 47 years old. I've been with my wife for 21 years in marriage, and we've been together since high school. And I know how difficult marriage can be, but I wouldn't change it for the world.
Yeah.
And it's something that's missing in the Black community, that families are being destroyed because we don't want to, I get on TikTok and I hear the negative speaking of women about Black men. I hear the negative talk from Black men about Black women. And I have 3 daughters. I have 3 daughters, and I know the character that my wife and I instilled in them. And it's disappointing to hear all the negative that is surrounded in our community, having to deal with all the negative that's coming from the outside forces at our community. And to hear that you were married and you're talking in the positive light of marriage, because, so for some people, marriage didn't work out, and that's cool, but for me, I'll say for me, it was a growth process. I learned to grow in marriage because it's no longer myself involved. It's myself and having to take the responsibility of caring for other people who are in my family now. And that's a big responsibility and something that should not be taken lightly, because you're raising the next generation. And if you want to know why there's so much violence, why there's so much crime, why there's so many bad things going on, is because we are training the next generation to be that way. And we all know there's no one who's going to be perfect. Everybody needs to grow to a mature point. But I would like to see the Black community begin to grow to that point, because somewhere along the way, we've lost it. We've lost what it meant to come together in this struggle that we have against these different communities who want to, treat us in a certain way just because of who we are, just because of the color that we have on our skin. And we've lost it. We've lost it. I grew up in Queens, New York, in the 80s, and the drugs devastate our community.
Sir, you can't say that. You can't.
Oh, I'm sorry.
F1
I
in the chat. F1 in the chat.
I apologize. But you know where I'm hitting at there.
Yeah, I got you.
But to hear you speak in that light, talking about marriage in a positive light, I just wanted to commend you. I'm not a man of many words, but I for sure was happy to hear a positive live that is talking about marriage in a positive light. And yeah, it is work. It is work.
A lot of work.
You have to grow up. You have to grow up. You if you think you have it all together, you're going to learn should you get married. If you choose to get married, if you find that one who you feel is the one that you can live the rest of your life with, listen, you're going to have to work, because selfishness is a disease. There's other people involved. When marriages fail, there's other people involved. When you're arguing, there's other people who's gonna be affected. And so I learned a lot. I learned a lot from my wife. Being the man that I am, I learned a lot from my wife. So, that's all. I don't want to be on the soapbox long, but I appreciate you.
Yes, sir. I appreciate you, bro. That's what we do over here, bro. We like, I'm always have a productive live, because I'm like, I make my videos, but in my lives, bro, I'm not, because I see it all day. These fucking lives, I got to go to work the other day, and I've been screen recording them. I just been screen recording them because I'm gonna make a video about it. It was 6:00 in the morning. There was a live with probably 12 chicks at 6:00 in the morning. They done been on live since 7:00 the previous day. All night they been up arguing. I forgot, it was about some girl, some beef. They was up arguing till 6:00 in the fucking morning. I cooked my breakfast, drove to work. I got back on probably at like 9, 10 o'clock. They was still or ain't brushed their teeth, ain't washed their ass. I said, what is... So, and then I scroll again. You got lives, a bunch of chicks, and it's just echo chambers. You scroll, it's a bunch of dudes, echo chambers. It's like, Jesus Christ, black women ain't this, black men ain't that. Like, god damn. Meanwhile, we broke. Everybody broke. Ain't nobody got shit, doing shit, seeing shit, but everybody talking shit. And it's like, bro, how about we focus on some solutions? It's one thing. Like I said, the other day, we talking about black men mental health, the negative stigma that we have towards mental health, the negative stigma that women think that we have towards mental health, the who's, the 5 W's. You know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, I wish those videos would have blew up, but of course they're not. But you had probably about 10 black men come into my live, share their stories, share their struggle with fine. It was about that video I made about the life coach and the black dude. He was talking to her, shouldn't have been talking to her to begin with. And that live went from that topic to black men coming in talking about why they were uncomfortable with therapy, what happened, but they didn't deter them, you know, all these different things. And at the end, after everybody shared their plights, shared their stories, shared their tribulations and everything, mind you, the entire time, the women that was in there, kudos to them, bro, because you didn't hear it wasn't no back and forth. It wasn't no women in the comments invalidating the shit them men was saying. It was all ears taking notes, bro. And at the end of the live, again, financial, you was there. She left the live, came back, was the whole time was calling her fucking therapist. Girl, get in the live, get shit. So her therapist get in the live. She spoke to the topic. She gave her credentials. She gave her contact information. And again, I put up some money. Static, you was there too. I put up money. She put up money. She said, reach out to us. We not about to let this. I don't want the excuse to be like, man, I want to go to therapy, but I don't have the money. So I'm putting up solutions, putting up pockets. I ain't had nobody reach out yet, but hey, it's there. It's there if somebody want it. And how many of these women, how many of these echo chambers that got something to say about stuff like this, whatever, like, are those women that are making all these lives to talk shit? What are you doing besides running your fucking mouth? What are you doing? What are you doing? What are the solutions? What are the solutions? Senora, what's good, man?
What's up? I'm gonna keep it short because y'all really been hitting the nail on coffin. So I'm mutuals with you. I'm mutuals with Janine. So I'm always catching Janine's lies. So basically, for the last 2 days, it's kind of weird. She's always been like a topic on TikTok. She came, but like all of a sudden, all these women are just making think pieces. I'm like, did something big happen? And I guess they just started like copying each other out of nowhere. But the weird thing about this all, another content creator said this. I feel like the thing is that they don't like to see women with different opinions. If she was on here bashing, if she were bashing men or next saying, oh, like my husband ain't ish or my baby daddy is ish, I feel like women would be okay with her. It's never okay for women to have different opinions. Women only empower each other when we're talking crap about men or we're telling women like you're always right or whatever. Janine, she's starting a nonprofit organization for young black girls so they can grow up and like learn how to be respectful young women so they can know how to like value their education, value their livelihoods, have positive role models. They don't talk about she's doing a lot of positive stuff. She's teaching our young girls because a lot of us didn't grow up with great role models. I was fortunate enough, but a lot of my friends did not grow up with positive role models who are young black girls. She's doing something very positive, but they're trying to tear this woman down. In comment section, they're talking about her husband. Oh, her husband is so ugly. Like, why do you care? That's her husband. Nobody else is supposed to find her husband attractive but her.
Meanwhile, come to an empty cold bed every day.
Exactly. They talk about she talking about they said she settled for her husband. Everybody is ugly to somebody. These people, they think that they qualify for such. I feel like this social media stuff has people thinking that they qualify for more than what they qualify. You're talking about her husband, but you may qualify for the same husband that she qualifies for. Who are you? You don't even have a husband. And I saw a comment saying, oh, she married the first man who wanted her. She didn't even date around. I'm like, why does she need to date around? What do you mean? So you're saying because Janine spoke about like she didn't have a lot of dating experience, like she didn't sleep around or anything. She just like dated her husband, fell in love, got married when she was young. Shouldn't that be praised? Why would people make fun of that? It's just kind of weird. Like they're making fun of like, oh,
because you got a lot of women out. You got a lot of women out here that are just sleeping around and having babies and just giving that cat up to anybody. And
exactly.
That's just what it's so like. It be stinging. It be stinging. My thing is, if she like, I can look at her and tell she's like her husband takes care of her. You can tell she could, you know what I'm saying? Like, you don't know the intricacies of their relationship, but I can tell she's taken care of. I can look as a married man. I can look at her and tell she's happy with her husband.
Yep, and you can tell she's a good wife.
But they can't see that because they not happy. They single. That's why I have yet nobody that said in the comments that said, "Oh, she gives off an aura of an unhappy woman." Nobody has come up to my panel to elaborate on that point because they just saying shit that they heard another chick on another live say, and they mad and they miserable. Come elaborate, because as a man, if a miserable woman wouldn't take care of herself the way she take care of herself, that's number one.
And there is some of her looks like, oh, she got dark circles or whatever. She's a beautiful woman. She's very beautiful.
Oh, but they said I was reaching when I said they only go so hard at her because subconsciously she's a dark skinned woman, and subconsciously they said I was tripping.
They call her ugly in the comments. Go through. They be like, oh, she don't look that good. Look at her dark circles. She's not that pretty. They're saying they going in on that woman's looks, and she's a beautiful woman. What are they talking about?
Yes,
they're going in on her looks, but it's okay they talk about she's tearing down women. Aren't they doing the same thing? She's not even tearing down women. She just telling women like, hey, like, be respectful. This is how you can get a husband. This is how we can be better. Whatever. Her platform is about empowering young women, making black women be better. But they're okay with the sexy reds making us look bad. It's so disgusting. Why?
They clapping it. Hold on, Benny. Pat P, whatever your name is, you can experience life and still be unhappy, honey. So what are you talking about? You don't have to. You talking about this lady was groomed and stuff like that, ma'am? No, that means she found her life partner and she decided to marry her life partner. Now, I'm sorry if you bitter and don't have a life partner, but don't come in here talking junk and you don't know nothing about it. Be quiet and sit there and listen for once, sweetheart. I'm tired of y'all women coming in here and don't want to listen. Shut your mouth and just listen. Please listen. It's not that hard.
I missed that again. The panel is open. You are free to come elaborate and articulate your point. But go ahead, Senyetta.
But I'll just wrap it up. Like, I'm just wrap it up because all y'all been hitting the nail on the coffin. I'm basically repeating what y'all said, we just adding a little bit more. But I just feel like she's a positive woman. They saying it's because of her tone and delivery. She's a very sweet person. She has not cursed nobody out. She has not been. And
they be dogging her too.
They be dogging the hell out of her. I would have been went off on people. She is very how nice did she have to say it? If she said it very nice, they won't take it serious. If you're talking about a serious message, they say, oh, I never see her smile. Well, if you're talking about serious stuff, I hope you wouldn't be smiling or whatever, talking about the plight of our community. Why would she be having a smile on her face when she's talking about saving young black girls? It's just all stupid. Oh, hey, love. That's from that's somebody from her community, but I'm gonna stay on the panel just in case I want to respond to anything else. I just want to say that I want her to keep doing her thing. Like, it's obviously she's reaching people. She's like reaching people, because if she wasn't, they wouldn't be talking about her. It's what it say, like, it's starting to hit them because it's him close to home, whatever. But she got it. She's not gonna give up. That's all I wanted to say.
Appreciate that. Yeah, man. At the end of the day, she had so people follow Fanita, people follow E. Kane. They like degeneracy. That's what they like. They like that shit. They'll sit there. They'll watch that Morgan Bailey chick. They'll watch fucking E. Kane, and they love that shit. Dysfunction. E. Kane be on here. They be fighting and they like that shit. That's what they like, because that's the shit that they be in. They can't relate to something like this because this isn't dysfunction. This isn't degenerate.
Can I respond to one comment? I just want to respond to this. I'm listening to somebody. They said, if she's a happily married woman, why does she care so much about single women? So if you're a happy person, you can't help others become the person, get to where you are. So are you saying that everybody who's in a high position, they should just forget about everybody else who isn't where they are? I just graduated college, going to law school. So I mentor high school students. If I'm so happy where I'm at, why do I care about helping these students? That's so dumb. So they generally, I don't think they've had a lot of people who cared about them in their lifetimes. And it's very sad because they generally don't believe that anyone could care about them. And it's very sad.
Yeah. But then when you do make it and you do go off to be successful and you don't look back and reach down to grab somebody to bring you with you. Now you think you too good. You done left and you don't why you don't use your resources to help the people that you can't win for losing. That's why you can do your thing and ignore the bullshit. Because at the end of the day, whether you agree with her methods, whatever her tone, at the end of the day, she has a nonprofit organization to help the demographic she's speaking to. What the fuck are you doing? If you got something to say and you disagree so bad, what are you doing to spread your message to help the demographic you speak to and you believe to? Where's your nonprofit? If you a woman that's like, I don't believe we don't need marriage, women should go and get their degrees and fuck men and da. Okay, live free. Where's your nonprofit organization? Where's your solution to help those women at? You know, when they out here creating broken homes and now they single mothers and they on the internet begging and crying and talking shit about men that they pick. So where's your nonprofit or where's your solution to help those women? Where's your food drive to help those women that created broken homes with men that they knew wasn't shit? Where's your clothing drive or backpack or school supply drive to help those women who went out there and made them broken homes with them ain't shit men? What you doing? What you doing to help those women? Not a goddamn thing. But get on the internet and create an echo chamber so y'all can all talk shit about the men y'all chose to have kids with. Crazy, ain't it?
Hi guys.
It amazes me. Hold on, sweetie. It amazes me how many you women in here sit here and want to talk bad about somebody, another black woman. I never thought I would actually see it in 4K with my own eyes, as the children say. But it amazes me how many of y'all coming in here tearing down another black woman, but then y'all always want to preach no one loves us, nobody wants to stick up for us. Newsflash, the reason why is because all y'all do is talk bad about us to each other.
And then get mad when somebody say black women got bad attitudes. Ooh.
But then get mad at men for wanting to sit here and say, oh, black women are this, black women are that. Hello? Look at yourself. You're not doing nothing. You're not helping the situation. I'm sorry, sweet. I didn't mean to interrupt you. It's just like, it amazes me. It amazes me.
Right. I just wanted to introduce myself. But anyway, I hope you guys are all having a great weekend. I am actually friends with her. I love her content. But I was in her situation a couple of years ago. I've had so many pages of mine banned because I was just one of those people that they considered a pick-me. I'm no longer married, but I was married for 16 years. I've had my father in my life, and I've just been one of those people that have always spoke on, you know, just being a traditional woman, especially in the Black community, because I love Black women. I feel like we are queens and goddesses. And if we act right, like, we are extremely powerful. And I believe in our family and I love our men. And, you know, there's just so much beauty to us, you know. And I came on TikTok and I had a really strong message and I was attacked horribly to the point where, you know, people had found I was separated at the time. I mean, I'm still separated because my children's father and I were still really good friends. We were married young. That was my high school sweetheart. And unfortunately, it just, you know, we grew apart, and that's a completely different situation. But we're still really good friends. Like, you know, we raised our children together. And women found where he worked, and they, you know, found his job and called him a pedophile. It was insane, the type of things that these women were attacking me with just because I spoke positively again, you know, towards Black men or marriage or what women should do, or against sexual liberation or against, you know, the baby mother culture, to the point where, you know, my page is private. You know, women were doing black magic. It was just crazy, some of the things that they were doing. And recently, and I was angry. I'm not going to lie. I was really angry. But, you know, recently I lost my dad. And that was extremely devastating to me because my dad meant everything in the world to me. I was my dad's caregiver at the end. But, you know, once I lost my dad, I think, and I'm not trying to play devil's advocate, but I think like it was in that moment that I kind of related to a lot of these angry women that didn't grow up with their fathers. I think maybe God humbled me a little bit to be like, okay, a lot of these women on here that's so angry that don't really understand the power of Black men in their families, or why it's important, or, you know, to have a husband, or these things that I knew, like maybe it was because they didn't have this in their family. And so it did humble me a little bit, because they don't really understand what it means. You know, like my father was my first love. He really did teach me what it means, what unconditional love meant, or how to choose a man, you know? So I feel like it did take me back to the drawing board to change my message a little bit to some of these really angry, bitter women. You know what I mean? And so I think that's where I am now. And I'm not telling even this lady here that they're attacking to change her message. But, you know, if you really want to be effective with your message, I do think, you know, especially with social media, because hurt people hurt people. And unfortunately, in our community, there's a lot of hurt Black women. You know, it just, that's what it is. I mean, I feel like, you know, when you're in a position and you're blessed to have your father, you're blessed to understand the beauty of a marriage and a husband. A lot of these women don't understand that. All they understand is, you know, open my legs to get my bills paid, and this horrible culture. And sometimes we do have to tweak our message a little bit. And she, you know, and that's not to say, I don't know. I'm still learning it. But
I push back a little bit on that, and this is why, because a lot of Black women they were never shown how to go to college. A lot of our parents never went to college. None of our grandparents. A lot of Black women are the first person to go out to college, but they figured that shit out. They sought out the tools and the things necessary to figure out how to get that college, that bachelor's, how to get that master's, how to get that doctorate, how to get that PhD, how to go into the corporate world and work around in these businesses, around these corporate, you know, whatever the case may be. But you couldn't go out and seek the tools and figure out how to, you know, find a man, the qualities you need to choose and seek in a man. So that's why
I honestly believe I think that's easy, because that's surface level. I mean, you know, when you look at it, I mean, there is something very spiritual about Black families and about our families. Like, if you really look at our history, you know, you have to really ask yourself, like, why are Black families being attacked? I mean, there's something really powerful about a Black father. I mean, having Black fathers in the home, you know, when I look at my dad and the impact that my father had in my family and the impact that my father had in my life, I mean, it's profound. It is absolutely profound, the impact. And that's not to like shun what my mother did for me, as well as my children's father. You know, I look at my daughters and the way they carry themselves. It's not because of me. You know, I was the nurturer, but it's really, in my daughters' lives, it's the way that their dad was to them. My daughters carry themselves really well, and they make very good choices when it comes to men, or even how they recover from relationships. And they're young women, but it was because of their dads. But when you look at the system in this country and you look at the way they attack Black families, I mean, they were very strategic about it. So of course, I mean, women are going to know in our community how to go after college and how to be independent. I mean, they're going to push that and I'm not blaming just that, but I'm saying, yes, that's going to be easy, because they're going to want our women to think that they don't need the men in our lives. They fear a Black family that is led by Black men, because Black men are extremely powerful, especially when they are over their families. That's why I will always speak power to Black men. You know what I mean? Yeah. But again, a lot of Black women aren't going to know that, because they don't have them. They're not, you know what I like, and we're taught that we don't need our men.
That's true.
I don't know. I mean, I'm learning a lot of this, but it took for me to lose my dad.
Yeah,
to, you know,
I get what you're
absence.
saying. I get what you're saying. Like,
I mean, I'm not trying to, you know, like, you know, give Black women an escape, because I'm not. I'm just saying, you know, I was in her spot, because I feel so bad for her, like some of the things that they're doing to her. But it's just like me personally now, after dealing with some of the things, I've had to have police reports. Somebody said they were going to pay money to have people come to my job to harm me. I had women doing that to me because they didn't like my message.
That's crazy.
That is crazy to me. That's crazy. Just because I speak. Right. This is what Black women are doing. Black women are my biggest bullies. Those are my biggest bullies because they don't like what I have to say. So, I can't believe that you hate me that much. I have to believe that you hate the message because hurt people. So I still want to help you. So I have to believe that maybe I have to change my message for it to be more effective. And I think sometimes a lot of these women that cannot achieve having a husband or whatever, they just feel like maybe we're standing over them, or like this woman that's beautiful, that has a husband and that has a lot going for her. I think a lot of these women just feel inferior. And they feel like,
that's a them problem.
I don't know.
That's a you problem.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, if there's a guy, right, and he was a lot like let's say I had the aspirations or the dreams to achieve what I see a guy, has achieved or whatever. And I was like, man, I want to, emulate that success or take things from him. Like, if he was telling me things and I guess, again, it goes back to the point where, like, you look at that person and you take from them the things you want to learn and you put it in your bowl for the cake that you're going to make. I don't have to agree with everything that dude going to say, but I'm not going to be like, oh, he just talking down because he inferior to me. That's a me problem. You should be able to understand if someone has ill intent. You know what I'm saying? But then again, not everybody can. But it was a point that you made. I guess the tone and delivery. Having to, mold your message to get to. I do understand that to a degree. However, the people that, because it's not like she has ill intent in the things she does. So I think that at some point we got to understand that there's going to be a large demographic of people when we start talking positivity and we start actually talking solutions and putting in work to get the things we want in life, that there's going to be a large demographic of niggas who just can't come along for the ride. No matter how much you change your message, no matter how much you change your tone, no matter how much you change your delivery, you can use all the different words, and it's just a demographic of folks who just ain't trying to hit nothing. And
that is true, because as I'm looking in your comments and I see some of the women in here, they just play the blame game. And for me, somebody that is actually willing to go through the hard work, because, even in our community, we have a lot of generational curses that a lot of the people before us, they have illusions and they are not willing to deal with them. A lot of us, we don't want to deal with the shit either. We just rather put it off. So you see people in here, why are men talking about the sisterhood? And they will never be able to deal with the things that they need to do to elevate. That's why they don't have men. That's why they will never get the type of man they want. That's why they will never get the life that they really want to live. And that's unfortunate.
Ignore them.
Exactly. And that's why they can't receive the message that this lady is giving, because her message is actually really good. And that is accountability. Accountability is actually extremely hard. And people don't realize that. It's so hard to have accountability. And a lot of people, they are not willing to accept it. It doesn't matter who it's coming from, whether it's coming from a man or from a woman. Accountability is accountability. And if you cannot accept accountability, then you will never elevate. Point blank, period. If you do not accept accountability, you, Black women, will never elevate. You will never elevate. You will always be stuck. And that generational curse, you will sacrifice. You're using your kids as a sacrifice. You will take it down to your kids. You will create new generational curses because you just don't have any accountability whatsoever. That's weak. It's sad. I mean, if you cannot accept the truth, however it may be delivered to you, then you will continue that generational curse. And that is so unfortunate because you are to blame. But that's really all I want to say. You know, I love her content. Sometimes the truth hurts. I don't care how it's delivered. I do feel, you know, with the internet, the way, you know, social media works, negativity sells, but it's unfortunate that hurt people. And rather than accepting accountability, they choose to be bullies, you know, behind the scene, and do bullshit like they do by blocking her or going after looks. But at the same time, they'll go after her husband's looks, but then they'll be in his DMs, you know, giving off their phone numbers. So,
yeah, I appreciate you coming up.
You have a great day.
Spirit, hold on. Free Spirit, please come up in the panel. Please come up. Please come up. I'm begging you. I'm gonna mute you just so you can come up.
They ain't gonna come up. But I like the things that, so I'll say this, right? I think a lot of people come from this, a lot of our people, black people, come from dysfunction, right? Because when I was coming up, the things she's saying, the things that she is you know, articulating to women and young girls, it's nothing that I never heard from the elder women in my family. When I was growing up, when we at church, and the elder, the aunties, my great grandmothers, my grandmothers, my mom, all the elder women in the family, she ain't saying nothing different. Nothing different. When I was growing up in church and shit, we had etiquette classes. We had to come. We had the boys, like the elder men and the fam, you know, the deacons and all that stuff. The older fellas, they taught us how to tie ties. They taught us how to do our belt line, our gig line, which is, you know, lining up your tie, your buttons, your belt line, making everything line up. How to iron our clothes. How to, you know what I'm saying? You know, put a handkerchief in a suit, how to properly fit a suit. We learned all these different things, right? And my sisters and the young ladies, they grew up with the edit. They got taught how to, you know, dress and how to do certain things as women or whatever, how to put hair rollers, all the different things. And then we would come and we had to, you know, pretend to have a dinner, right? And we would take turns. We had people. We had to rotate, right? So it was the women had to serve the men, and then we would rotate, and the men had to serve, you know, the boys had to serve the girls, and the girls practice, you know, proper etiquette of eating, not putting your elbows on the table and all that stuff. And then we would switch, and then the boys, we would sit, the girls would serve us. So it was teaching how to serve, how to have etiquette, all these different things. Then we moved to the kitchen, learn how to cook, do all these different things, how to sew. So it's like, so some of the things that she say, bro, I grew up hearing that from the elder women in my family anyway. But then I have to understand that not everybody got that. Not everybody got that. A lot of motherfuckers just grew up in dysfunction. And now mind you, I grew up in the hood just like other folks. However, there was structure within the chaos in which we had because the people in my family wanted better for us. They wanted better for us. So they would teach us how to do and how to operate differently than what our surroundings were. And a lot of people didn't have that. So that's why when I hear things from Just a Girl or other kinds, because there are other women that are like her, it don't bother me. It don't faze me because I heard that growing up from the elder women in my family. They would get on my sister ass. Where you go? You ain't going at that house with that little skirt on. Who you think where you going? Get your ass in there, go put you some pantyhose on with that dress you got on, girl. Go on up in there and take them nails off and you go fix yourself. You ain't going, where you think you going with your hair looking like that? Go in there and fix that hair. Stop running around acting like, stop, lower your voice. You don't be around here yelling and screaming. You not a wild woman. You know what I'm saying? Don't nobody want to see no crazy, you know what I'm saying? Rough ass girl. Like have some, you know what I'm saying? Like, and they would yank them girls up in it, bruh. My auntie, my great grandma Ethel, she had a cane and she would whop. What the hell you doing, girl? Stop all that yelling. Ladies don't yell like that. You leave that for the boys. They go out there and rustle and tussle and yell. And no, you a lady. We don't do that. See, but a lot of y'all took that rhetoric and was like, well, I want to do what I want to do. I don't want to be traditional because look at you, granny. You in here with that old man. That's y'all fucking problem. That's why that shit trigger y'all.
Go ahead, Queen.
Did I
know
say
you had
so?
your hand up.
No. Billy, I want you to talk. Go ahead.
Oh, hold on, Queen.
She been in these fucking You go ahead, Villain. Did I say it was a problem for women to yell? No, I did not.
Good evening. Good evening, hoes. Good evening.
Go ahead.
I can't speak now.
Go ahead.
Okay. No, I was asking, like, is it a problem for women to yell? But hey, you said you didn't say that, so ain't no sense in me asking.
You got 10 seconds. Start speaking.
I am speaking. I'm asking you, is it a problem for women to yell?
Are you going to argue or are you going to elaborate your points?
I'm asking you, is it a problem for women to yell?
You're not just, as far as like, just running around yelling, acting degenerate.
No.
For what?
I'm thinking you say like when you say it's a problem for women, I didn't know you was talking about women who just go out yelling for no reason, who just babbling at the mouth about nothing.
That's what we were talking about.
Oh, I didn't know that. I thought you was talking about women who yell when they frustrated.
But you've been in the comments. I've been seeing your comments. That's why I want you to come up. Speak your piece.
Oh, hey, Jolene, whatever her name is. Okay, just a girl. There's nothing wrong with her content. If her content is, help women that want to be married, because, some women are marriage minded, some women won't marry. Ain't nothing wrong with her wanting to give advice to women who want marriage. The problem is that she's too invested about what single people do. She think that people can't be happy while single. People can't be happy while they're single. Now, are some of these women that saying that they don't want to get married, they really do? Yeah. Some of these women are lying. Some of these women do convince themselves that they don't want to get married, but some women feel that way because they think that they'll never be married a day in their life. So some of them do be lying. Some women actually don't want to get married, but I'm trying to figure out why is it a problem, why some women don't want to get married, or why some of them don't want kids. It's nothing wrong with her content. I don't hate her because I don't know this woman in real life to even hate her. She might be this sweet person. So I don't really have a problem with her content at all. It's just the fact that why is it a problem for people who don't want to be married or don't want kids?
She never said that there was a problem to not be married and not have children.
Well, from the looks of it, looks like she got angry at women who said, I don't want to be married.
She has touched on women that go out here and have child after child without being married. But she ain't never said.
I saw that too. I saw her talk about women who have multiple kids by multiple Pookies and Ray Rays, and that is not okay to have babies by Pookies and Ray Rays or different men. Period. But it's also no better for women who have babies by the same deadbeat that didn't help them with the first child in the first place.
But isn't that their poor choosing?
That's true. You were exactly right. That's their poor choosing.
I would like to lean more towards most of the women that do get on here and say that they don't want to be married.
Mm-hmm.
They do. They just don't know how to do it. Because if you didn't want to be married, then why are you out here creating children?
Mm-hmm.
Just like the men, because we very fair over here, and I've gotten on men's ass when we was talking about the Cameroon situation. If you a man talking about marriage ain't shit, marriage ain't for me, talking all the shit that men say about marriage, but you out here having baby mama after baby mama. It's not that you don't want to be married, you just don't know how to do it. And it's coming that rhetoric comes from a place of fear.
Okay, I see your point. People who want to get married, I do think that they maybe should get married first and then the kids come after, but it's people that want to be married but don't want kids, and people that want kids but don't want marriage.
And that's fine. But my thing is, so if you're the person that wants children but doesn't want to be married, don't accept what comes with that. Don't get on the internet and cry and complain about it.
That's true. That does happen. People who say that they don't want to be married and stuff like that, that think that they can raise a child on their own. There'll be videos of them years later or months later on the internet crying. Mainly women. Men probably cry too. They just don't post it on the internet like how women do, crying and stuff like that. And saying how, I want to get married. But then again, we saw the video, what you said years ago. You said you didn't want to be married. I mean, what changed now?
And for all the people that say, well, I'm happy being single. then why does rhetoric coming from her or people like her about marriage and being married, why does that make y'all, well, not you, but why does that make them so upset? If you're truly being single, why does it upset you when married people are talking to single people who want to be married, or just talking about marriage in general? Why can't you just keep scrolling and keep it pushing and go be happy being single?
Right, because some of these people aren't happy being single.
And that's
they actually want to be in a relationship. Some people actually do be happy being single, but some of these people, they don't want to be single. They convincing themselves that they are.
Like like I said, at the end of the day, humans are meant to be. We're meant to be social creatures. We're meant to be with somebody. That's just that's how we are wired. But most people who get on here, male and female alike, that say, I don't want to be with them, it comes from a place of fear because they picked wrong, they chose wrong, they traumas, they haven't healed, whatever the case may be. But they want to be with somebody. They want to be with, nobody wants to be there's a very small demographic of people who want to be 60, 70, 80 years old by their fucking self. No, like who wants that?
That is true. That is true. Most people want somebody.
And I think a lot of us don't even, we so front-sided, especially in our community. We so front-sided because we think because black don't crack and we going to be young forever. They don't think about 50, 60, 70 years old when your health start declining. And when family members, when your kids get grown and they out of that house and you sitting in that house by yourself. And the only thing you got to hear is your echoes and your heartbeat. And them crickets. You can hear them damn crickets outside. So you know what I'm saying? Like, people don't think about that. And that's why I do what I do, so I can speak to the positivity of marriage and what it means, because most people come from a place of fear from picking fucked up people and dealing with raggities all day. And they don't think about the future and what comes after you're no longer in your prime. So that's what I
Hold on, y'all. Lash, who, yada, whatever. So being married makes you a pick me?
Oh, Lord.
You're not a girl's girl? So I'm gonna need you to explain that. Please help me.
I'm a girl's girl, but not for no dumb shit. I'm sorry, not for nothing stupid.
And that's fine. We ain't telling nobody to be on no dumb shit. Not at all. But
go ahead, Queen. I know you've been waiting.
Oh yeah. Let me go. Appreciate it, Villain Matt. Hey, we good.
Hey, I just kind of stumbled on the live and I found it really interesting. Like, do you mind me asking how old the people here, like the age group? What's the age group?
Hold on, Sharo. Queen, you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, yeah. You've been here for a minute, and then Mama, you gonna go next, and then Sharo, we'll get to you.
Okay, I just wanted to say, because I've been here for a while, and I heard a lady say that men just want women pregnant in the kitchen. Black women have always worked. And you can absolutely work, have a marriage, and have a quality of life that you're grateful for. I love Janine. I follow her. I go to her lives. I support everything she says because I've been married for 25 years.
Hey, that's a blessing.
And I absolutely love my marriage, and that's why I don't do much on TikTok, because these women on TikTok are vicious. I've been in people's backgrounds because I've said something they don't like. They have threatened to call my job. I have shit to lose. And what I'm not about to do is play with you trying to convince you that being married and having a man that supports you and love you is better than being single trying to raise babies by yourself. Because one thing my grandmother did teach me, I'm the first woman in my family to be married before having kids and to be married this long. So I was the first woman of all the women in my family to marry, have kids, and maintain my marriage with my kids. My husband is my kids' dad. Didn't have no kids out of wedlock. And I was the first woman to do that. And all the women in my family, that was what my grandmama told me. She said, Tony, I did not prepare for this stage of my life when she got older. She did not think about that part of her life. She was young and she was living her life. And she said, please, please, please think about this part of your life. You're going to want someone to be with you and to grow old with in this part of your life. And I thank God that my grandmother said that to me. Because did she teach me to be strong and independent? Yes. But she let me know that you need someone to grow old with. So find your person. And I sought out to find my person. So and I don't understand why y'all think it's so much easier to be a single mom as a teacher. I'm in a school system like Janine. I see all of these babies coming to school with, do you know how many mental issues and problems that these kids are going through? We do this little thing in the morning where the students check in with us. You will not believe how many of these students are sad. They're depressed. They're having all these problems. How many girls come to my office because they need me to help them get their hair together? Ladies, it is nothing wrong with having a man to help you take care of your kids. And I think the Black community worked when we all worked together. And now we're not working together, and the Black community is not working. So, but I decided not to be on TikTok and talk on TikTok that much. I be in lives, like I come to your live, I go to Janine's live, and I usually just stay in the comments because these people are vicious on TikTok. They want to call your job, and what I don't need y'all doing is trying to ruin my career. Like, just because you ain't doing what you need to do to be happy, don't mean you finna stop me from doing what I need to do to be happy. So, but I just want our community to get it together. And if you don't get it together for no one, you need to think about these kids, because as a teacher in this school buildings,
you see it every day.
I see it every day. I see what not having. I had a little girl cry because her dad they separated. Y'all don't understand the damage that y'all are doing to these children. I don't understand where we gonna need to go to fix it, but I decided that I'm just gonna work in my community with people that can see me, and I can see them, and they can see the person I am. Because on social media, you really can't see the person I am, and you really can't see the work that I do. So I have decided to tap out on social media, but I do work with my local community, with my students. I'm a volleyball coach at high school. I work with the young women that I see in my neighborhood and everything. So I just stopped with the social media thing because it doesn't work. Because they will try to take you down.
They will.
Try to call your husband. They do it all.
Oh yeah. See, that's why I don't put my like. They don't know where I work, and I ain't got no LinkedIn. You ain't gonna find shit on me.
And see, and that's the thing. So you have, and it's sad that you as a happily married, because I try to sit and think of a time that I have not been happy in my marriage, because everybody tell me, like, for a while I was convinced that I couldn't be this happy, but I am completely happy in my marriage. I cannot think of a time, like, have we had bad things go on in our marriage? Yes, we have had bad things. We have had hard times. But I cannot think of a time that I can honestly say to my husband that I have not been happy in my marriage, that he does not make me the happiest woman in the world, because I am. So I want that for everybody. I want that for my girls.
Man, so, you know what I did last night? I had, like I said, I just got a job offer to damn near, might as well say, a dream job. It's something that I literally said that I wanted. Money wise, job wise, what I'm gonna be doing wise, and it came from nowhere. You know what I did last night? I went with my woman. I went to my homie, my friend's house with her husband, and we sat outside for hours. We had a little hookah, we had some drink, we had some food, and we was vibing and chilling, man. having to celebrate. We were celebrating me getting that job. You know what I'm saying?
And that's what they don't understand. Marriage is so many things. So this week has been an interesting week. My mom was sick, so my husband had to drive down to be with my mom, him and my daughter, because I couldn't, because I had a lock-in with my volleyball girls. Yeah. So he drove down. I had a lock-in with my volleyball, but he came this morning to my lock-in to help me get all my stuff together and home. And I was exhausted because I stayed up all night with them. I wouldn't go to sleep. And so... and he cooked dinner and he took care of me. He made sure everything was okay. And that's the part. And I want that for everybody. I want women to be able to feel that and go through that, because I can think of a time that my husband has not been there for me and taking care of me. And I'm the same for him. Like, so I don't understand these relationships that y'all are.
See, but that's why they get so upset when women like, Janine, women like yourself, they don't want to hear y'all talk about that. You know what I'm saying? That because they just, like I said earlier, they just want to hear your husband go out, take y'all on the trip, buy you a bag, get you a new car. That's what they want to see. They don't want to hear the day-to-day, the real shit that go on in marriage that requires the woman to have to put in a little work. Like, you done put equity into your relationship. Your husband done put equity in the relationship. You give a damn about your husband. You know what I'm saying? And again, this go all the way back. This will go all the way back to my shoe video. You know what I'm saying? Because they got so upset at me about that video when all I said was, why as a wife would you make your husband walk barefoot? You should give a damn about your husband. You should give a damn about the man that you say is the love of your life, to not even allow him to do some shit like that when it wasn't even necessary. Because I'm getting to, because I always want to highlight, like, as a woman, it's not just, oh, what can the man do for me? How much can he endure? How much can he go through? How much of my shit he can take? But that's all they want to see. They don't want to see, like, hey, just like your husband there for you, if his mama or his parents or whoever, his family member got sick and he had to do work or whatever, and he's like, hey, babe, I need you to go take care of moms. And you be like, no problem, babe. I'm on the way. Don't worry, I got mama. You focus on what you need to do. Now imagine being by your fucking self. Imagine being by yourself. You would have had to choose between your mama, your volleyball, then you still got the kids at home. It's just, they don't understand. They don't understand. They don't want to understand. And it's sad that.
They wonder why.
Go ahead.
And then they wonder why their mental health is at a decline and why they're so stressed out. It's because you're trying to do everything by yourself. I could not imagine doing my life, all the things that I have to do by myself, because there's times when my husband has to get my daughter. There's times when because he's in the military. So he has to do his military stuff, and I have to, and the times he's gone and I'm by myself with these kids, I'd be like, whoa, geez, please hurry up and come home.
Hurry up, get out there. Okay. Come home.
Yeah, so.
But yeah, I appreciate you sharing that, for real.
Thank you. Thank you for having me up.
You always welcome over here. This is a safe space over here, so you good.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah, and if anybody got something to say, Lot gonna get the belt out on them.
Absolutely. Please.
Give me a reason. Appreciate it, Queen.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Can we talk about survivor's remorse? Oh, sweetie. We gonna get to you next. Mama M been waiting a minute, okay? Hold on. We gonna get to y'all. Mama M.
What's good, Mama?
Hi. So I've been in here for quite a while, and I've been listening to a lot. And I think one of the biggest things really is that we've kind of lost and I'm gonna call it an art. It's not really an art, but we've kind of lost the art of, if it don't land on you, just let it go. Everybody is kind of, I don't want to say looking for a reason to be offended, but
hey.
I don't want to say looking for a reason to be offended, but you can't, like, if something doesn't actually offend you, if it's not really hitting on your personal situation, but it might be hitting on somebody else's personal situation, can you really jump on the bandwagon about that?
Right.
And that's exactly, if it don't apply, let it fly. It's not for you. And that's something that we do kind of have to keep in mind. There's people at your job. They're not for you, but you go to work, you keep it pushing, and you move on. And you go home, you get your paycheck and you go home.
I love that point. That was a good point.
There's a whole bunch of other things in life. Guess what? It's not for you. And you know that, but you do what you got to do to get what you need to go home and whatever the case may be. And we really have to get back to that.
Yeah.
We really do. We really got to get back to, hey, brush it off.
Well, you know, hey, this social media and everybody, you know, again, it go back to my point where I say a lot of people suck at life. There's a lot of people that go every day out there and they don't mean and they don't matter to anything out there. But when they get on this app, that's their time to feel like they are somebody. That's their time to finally feel like somebody can hear them. And so when they get in these comments and they troll and they voice their opinions and they make their videos, that's the only time that they get to say anything. But when they go outside the four walls of their house, they quiet as a church mouse and ain't nobody trying to hear shit they got to say.
True. 100% true. And then also, a lot of us, we really don't know how to have that healthy dialect. You agree with something I don't agree with. We can discuss our points, not attack each other, and then go from there. I don't have to attack you to make my point known. There might be some people that feel the same way that I feel about whatever the situation is. Then there might be some people who might disagree about whatever the situation is. But being able to have that conversation where you can say, you know what, it's cool. I don't agree with what you said, but I do appreciate your input. And I appreciate the perspective that you're coming from.
Even the girl that was just up on the panel with Villain, she came in hot. And she was in the comments hot.
Yeah, you was ready to go. You was ready to go. You was ready to take her down.
But you know, hey, I got some patience now. I just don't like disrespect. I don't like bullshit. But you know, she came in a little hot. But at the end of the day, we had a conversation, and that's why I tell people get out them comments and get up in the panel and come articulate yourself. Because 9 times out of 10, you probably gonna end up agreeing with me, which is what you did.
100% true. 100% true. And I notice this is a big issue. Sometimes when we're looking at the comments, I don't know if it's just me, but has anybody else ever noticed, like, sometimes maybe people be actually adding a tone to a comment?
All the time.
That's why I got locked. She get them up out of here.
And that's why I'm here.
Yeah, I say, hey, if you ain't just gonna be in my comments just capping off and just shooting from the hip, like you gonna I'll let you get a couple off, but eventually you either gonna come in this panel and you gonna talk and elaborate yourself, or you gonna get blocked. Like, I'm not about to have people just in my comments being goofy. That's not what's gonna happen.
Exactly. And like I said, you know, nobody has to attack each other to be able to get their point across. You can get your point across. I don't have to accept it. I don't have to live by it, but you can get your point across respectfully. And then also you said a very, very key point that I don't think that a lot of people really see how valuable it is. And I'm gonna share my personal story so people can see. You made a very clear point earlier about when you are married, it is important to be around like-minded people. It's important to have a circle of people who believe in strengthening marriages and actually will say, like, you know, hey, you arguing with your wife, you know what? Head on back to your wife. Handle that within your home. Because I was married. My husband was one of the best people. He was my absolute best friend. When we first got married, we had literally a life of bliss. Then we ended up having 2 kids afterwards. And things were going so well. We really worked on making sure that when we communicated with each other, whether it was a disagreement or whatever the case may be, we really worked on making sure that we were really getting our points out there without attacking, throwing jabs, cutting deep, bringing up past trauma, none of that, because we made sure that the other person knew, I have a very high respect for you as my husband. I have a very high respect for you as my wife. I'm not going to hurt you just because you didn't see something from my view.
Mm-hmm.
And that was something that really did kind of stick with me for a very, very, very long time. Now, there was, when things went left, one of his homeboys got out of jail.
What?
And the next thing we know, he starts picking up the gambling. He starts picking up, okay, let me get back with the smoking weed. Let me get back with this. Let me get back with the being out all night and stuff like that. And now he's back hanging with more single friends and stuff like that. And it became a problem because now what you're doing is affecting our marriage, but it's also affecting our household because you're not here with us. You're not here with this family as much as you used to be. Our kids really never had a moment where all of us were not at the table for dinner. But once that one homeboy came from jail, and then everybody else from the old crew came back around, that's when those issues started. So it's one of the most important things really that's not talked about. And because of it, that whole situation, it opened the door. I'm not gonna say it was 100% the reason why we got divorced, but it did open the door for a lot of things, a lot of negative things that really ended our marriage. It's so crucial. It is so important to really be around like-minded people, with not just with marriage, but literally with everything that you do. You want to end up owning 17 businesses and being a billionaire by the time you turn 40? Get with those people who have those 15, 16, 17 businesses. You want to see somebody who ended up getting a dream tech job because that's what you want? Get with that group of people. You want to get closer to God? Get with those people who are doing the exact same thing. Iron sharpens iron. It's the oldest word in the book, but it's the truth. You want to have a healthy marriage? Get with those people who have a healthy marriage, but also understand the importance of consistently putting in that work.
I'm glad. Appreciate you for sharing that.
I'm done.
Oh, nah, you good. All right, thank you.
You're welcome.
That's how it be, man. That's why I tell the fellas, like, look, if you say you want marriage as a man, you got to start moving accordingly, bro. You got to start having some discipline. And I'm not saying you can't have single friends, but you have to have single friends who respect your marriage, respect marriage and the idea of that. Whenever you get upset and you like, man, this woman tripping, bro, she da-da-da-da, and he tell you, hey, bro, I mean, I hear you, but like, this is where you went wrong. Da-da-da-da. Like, you got you a good woman, bro. You need to go. Matter of fact, I'll share my own motherfucking story. Cause me and my wife, my old lady got into it one real bad one time. I'm talking about to the point where, bro, I'm ready to go. And man, I get out, I go to my car. That's when I still have my little Mustang. I'm ready to get the fuck on. And man, I call my partner Trop, man, the Haitian dude from goddamn Miami. We like, that's like my brother, man. I call him, I said, man, I'm cussing, I'm fussing, man. And I'm like, man, da-da-da-da-da. He said, man, you wrong, bro. He said, you wrong. I said, what the fuck you mean I'm wrong, man? She did it and she did that shit. He said, bro, you wrong, man. He was like, and what I'm saying, and he was like, bro, what I'm gonna tell you, he's like, you wrong because you in that car right now trying to leave. You know what I'm saying? And instead of going in there and hashing that shit out, he said, bro, take a breath. He's like, cause he's like, I done seen, y'all got something good, bro. He said, go back in there. You know what I'm saying? Go talk to your woman. Go figure that shit out. He's like, I don't give a fuck. I don't care what. He said, go figure that shit out, bro. You ain't leaving that woman. And he said, I'm like, nah. He's like, I don't want to hear that shit, bro. He's like, go in there, you gonna handle that shit, you gonna talk to that woman, bro. I said, all right, man. I said, well, I ain't going in right now. I'm gonna sit in my car, I'm gonna eat this McDonald's. I'm gonna eat this 10-piece nugget, and then I'm gonna go in there. And he said, all right, bro. He said, nah, you go in there and holler at that, you know what I'm saying? You go fix that shit. And when you done, he like, cut. And he said, at the time, he was, you know, he said, bro, you don't want to be out here, man. He said, this ain't where you want to be. You got you a solid one, bro. He said, go in there and fix that shit. And that, like I said, me and my wife don't really argue like that no more. You know, but that was the early stage. You know how they go. And he said, man, go fix this shit, bro. Even my other partner, Hard, the one I talk about all the time, that's in Atlanta, man. Anytime he say, bro, y'all don't even really argue no more, bro. They're like, I ain't never seen y'all really argue like talking about. And then when it is, it's over some dumb shit. You know what I'm saying? But it again, that shit's how it work. But you get, as a man, you got to change your surroundings. I'm not saying, and ladies, y'all can hear this shit too. I'm not saying you can't have single friends, but your single friends got to respect that you are married. You can't have that dude that can't wait till you mad at your woman so y'all go to the club or y'all go out and y'all go around and try to talk to women, bro. You can't have that. That's where it becomes a problem. Ladies, you can't have that single friend that the minute you get upset and she like, yeah, girl, he ain't shit anyway, and she feeding that negativity. You know what I'm saying? She not keeping it a buck with you. She not telling you, girl, you wrong. Yeah, I see what you saying, that man, you know, but you wrong, because you ain't have to talk to him like that. You ain't have to say that to him. You need to go apologize to him, girl. You need to go fix that, because it ain't no men out there. You got you a good man, girl. These streets ain't for you. You better appreciate your husband, girl, because I'm out here struggling. If you don't have that type of single friend, then you don't need to have single friends. Or even men or women that are in relationships and marriages that hate their partner, and they telling you, like, whenever y'all get mad, y'all end up, yeah, girl, because he don't even wash his ass. I gotta pick his drawers off the floor. Get away from them type of women too. Get away from them type of men too. Yeah, girl, man, my wife don't listen to me either, bro. I be like, get away from them dudes. That's out here dogging and mistreating, and get away from them too. And then if you want to take it away from relationships, we could talk about kids. You pay attention to how the people that you surround yourself and how they deal with their kids. It all comes together, bro. Like-minded, you got to surround yourself with people who are like-minded. I'm not saying that are the same and believe the same things that you do, but as far as character, moral, and principles, stand on the same type of shit that you are. You know what I'm saying? Like, me and all my partners, man. Again, when they found out I just got on at this new job, they all calling me, bro. I'm so happy for you, bro. Like, you elevating, nigga. You piping me up, bro. I'm about to go send my resume out. And then I say, hey, well, send me your resume, and I'm gonna look at it. I'm gonna make some change. I'm gonna send it back to you, because we all in logistics and supply. So then I'm like, oh, let me see. I said, bro, I paid to get my resume rewritten. I say, bro, don't worry about it. You ain't got to pay, bro. I send you my shit. Take my shit, put it on your resume, nigga. We did the same shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, you need me for a reference? Hey, I'm going to give you my rep. Like, bro, we all trying to elevate one another. We all trying to see each other happy, bro. That's the type of shit you need to be on from a lady. Find people that elevate you, bro. Get away from that negativity. Cut them folks off. Everybody can't, as you elevate, you know what I'm saying? Your grass start growing. Tyree said this shit. Your grass start growing, right? You got them where the snakes live. Snakes can't go into high elevation. They start losing oxygen. They got to stay in. The snakes in the grass. They at the bottom as your grass start growing. You got people that want to cut that grass down and bring you back down with the snakes, bro. They bring you back. You got to get rid of them. You got to get rid of them. But yeah. But what's up, Sharo? What's good? Hello?
Hey, can you hear me?
Yes.
No, I was just listening to everyone's story, and it really resonated with me, because I think marriage is the goal. I mean, anyone that says I'm single at the moment, and I chose to be single, because one thing I found is a lot of people who are married or in relationships that are in toxic relationships, they've gone into it not whole themselves. I'll speak for myself. Maybe when I went into my previous relationship. I was with a guy for 7 years. He proposed. I said no, because something within me was like, no, this isn't right. And you'd think then at that point that I would have left, but I don't think I was whole myself. Do you know what I mean? I think the reason why people are sitting here saying that, why marriage, is because, like you guys were saying, you're surrounding yourselves with the wrong people. And maybe some of that is not just the people you surround yourselves with. It starts within yourself. So I'm kind of on this healing journey myself, where I found that I've started going to dating, and I found that I'm not quite ready to date, because I feel like, have I still set myself where I want to be? And again, things will fall in line when they fall in line. I believe in Yahweh. I believe in, it's not my time. It's, his time. But at the same point, like, the goal is marriage, but it starts with two individually healed people that combine to make one union, like partners coming together. And a lot of people are codependent on each other. And again, this is where I would say it starts within yourself, because if your friends are the ones that lead you astray, which ironically is what happened in my relationship, my ex actually moved to be with me. And we were very happy in the first year. And then slowly but surely, not coming home, the bringing people to the house, just complete disrespectfulness. And if I had any self-respect at the time, I was young, we can't take things back, but there's certain things I could not stand for now, which is why I would rather be single than be married in a toxic, or to be, do you know what I'm saying? So I do understand why people say, no, I'm not going to get married. But if we're all being real with ourselves, the ideal would be to be married with someone that you can add to and that adds to you, so you can fill their cup. You fill each other's cup. Because another thing is, when I had a child with my ex, and unfortunately she passed. And actually we ended, it killed us both. And unfortunately we actually stayed, when she was alive, I was starting to, I really want to end this, because I'm seeing you as a father. Like, it was one thing when you weren't showing up for me, but now you're not showing up for her. Like, what the hell are we doing here? So I was, getting ready to leave. But when she passed away, that really made me feel like no one else can understand my pain. So even my family and my mum, they've never lost their child. And that now made me stay there for another 2 years. I wouldn't say it made me, but the lack of self-awareness or self-healing helped me perpetuated me in that relationship for a further 2 years. So in summary, what I want to say is, like, listening to you guys, it's so true. People should aim to get married, but it starts within themselves, within the community they're around. And unfortunately, the scary thing is, what we're seeing even in, like, popular culture, they are trying to, first of all, destroy the family as a whole, but in particular the Black family. They've been doing that. So it's hard to say. It's a blessing when I see Black unions. It's such a blessing, and it's a joy, and I wish them well, and I hope to be a part of that. But it is quite a pessimistic, situation we find ourselves, because the culture of dating, this is part of the reason why I don't really date, is there is no real courtship anymore. And if you do have standards, well, then you're just frigid. And I'm glad, that's cool, I'm frigid. But not a lot of young people are seeing this culture of, is it Sexy Red? And not to say that the music hasn't always been, from even the 90s, but I feel like it was balanced. Yeah, there was a bit more, and I feel like,
you had variety.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm blessed you guys in your union, especially, but I definitely relate to Mama M when she was saying, like, I had the bliss. And I can't blame even his boys, because that started with him. And then I can't blame him alone for that relationship, because it was with me too. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I'm just hoping we all find out the healing, and and the community that we need to build better relationships and better marriages for the next generation, to break generational curses.
Yes, ma'am. Hey, well, we got community over here, so you good. You again, everybody, this safe space over here. As you can see, we run a tight ship over here. So yeah, I appreciate you sharing your story though. For real. I appreciate it.
Thank you for allowing me anyways. I'll
Yes,
just I'll listen to you guys because it's such an interesting convo.
Oh yeah, all the time. I'm gonna drop you so I can bring somebody again. Appreciate you for sharing that, for real. But I did want to touch on the part that she said. She was talking about, union of two healed people, right? Healed, and I think when a lot of ladies hear that word, healed doesn't mean perfection. I'm gonna say that again. Healed does not mean perfection. So I think a lot of ladies walk around thinking, oh, well, I need a man that's healed because I put in the work and I'm healed. But then again, just because you're healed doesn't mean you're perfect, right? Marriage is not going to be perfect. It's not perfect. You're a flawed individual. He or she is a flawed individual, whatever your cup of tea is. When you bring that together, and that's why I say I think a lot of people, a lot of this rhetoric is fear-based. Because you say, well, I'm healed. Being healed is just understanding who you are as a person, what triggers you, your flaws and how you navigate your flaws, your emotional intelligence in understanding and maneuvering those flaws, and having empathy, compassion for another person. Like, so when you unionize with another person, you shouldn't be looking for perfection. You need to be looking for someone that has empathy, compassion, consideration, lack of ego, and the ability to admit that they are wrong. And then you take that core of what that is, and you can work with that. That's what you need to be looking for. A lot of people are looking for perfection. That's not what you need to be looking for. You need to be looking for somebody who can say, you know what, who can genuinely admit I was wrong. That's number one. And can apologize to you for being wrong or doing wrong or saying wrong, right? And of course, follow that up with action. But that's where the consideration comes in. Because if I can't even consider or understand your point of view, then I can't change my actions moving forward. Because I can say I'm wrong, but if I don't have consideration for you, I'm not going to act accordingly. I'm not going to give a damn. I'm going to be like, well, I'm sorry, but shit, I ain't going to do shit to fix it. Because I don't consider that person. I don't give a damn about that person, right? So empathy allows you to, sympathize and see their perspective. And even if because there are going to be times, right, as a man, as a husband, or as a wife, where you're right. But what do you want to be? Do you want to be right, or do you want to be happy? So I myself, there are times when I'm like, I know I'm right, but I'm going to speak my piece. But sometimes you gotta let them win. You gotta let your wife win. Now, I'm not saying let her win all the time, but there like everything ain't gotta be to the extreme. There are some shit, like I said, there are some things, and that's why me and my wife barely get into arguments. Because, bro, most of the shit, I'd be like, all right, girl, whatever. All right, girl, whatever. You know what I'm saying? And it be little shit because I can let it go. With my wife, there are things that she'd be like, all right, boy, whatever. Go play your game. Leave me alone. You'll be all right. And then 5 minutes later, man, babe, I'm sorry. You was right. Because I don't like to go, you know what I'm saying? We don't deal with that strike, like, bro. Because half the time it's not necessary. And it gets to a point where you start to move and you start to function. Like, I'm not perfect. I have my flaws. My wife ain't perfect. She got her flaws. But it's like, we to the point now where it's like, okay, babe, I hear you. I see you. I know you. Let's do this to fix it. Solutions. We'll do, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, that's what people, but again, don't want to hear, because it requires them to have to work. It requires them to have to put in effort. It requires them to actually have to do something and show up and remain disciplined and choose. And what I say is, a lot of women particularly struggle with that, because a lot of women don't have to work on themselves, because they can always go, I call it thrive, like being comfortable in chaos. A lot of women pick the Pookies. A lot of women pick the Rays. A lot of women pick the Gloctaviuses, because that's comfortable, because it requires you not to put no work in, and you'll be the good person in that relationship. So when it inevitably blows up, and you know what I'm saying, everybody, oh girl, he ain't shit, he was cheating, it makes you look like the good person in that situation, because you wasn't cheating, or you never, those men don't require shit. Those men don't require much out of women outside of some coochie and some arm candy or a big booty. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, they don't require a woman to be emotionally intelligent. They don't require a woman to actually have to offer something, be compassionate, to be considerate, to be that, because they're not going to challenge that type of shit. They just going to be worried about who you messing with, going through your phone to make sure you ain't messing with nobody. That's it. So a lot of women, especially pretty women, never had to get with someone that held that mirror to their face. And then when they, the primes start decreasing and they not getting the same caliber of men, their quote unquote, their aesthetic of a man anymore, because they done phased out, they have a hard time accepting that, damn, I actually got to put some work in with this dude. Oh, he want me to show up? Shit, I just go get another one. I just get another one. I don't got to stay here. What you mean I got to consider your feelings? What you mean I got to hear you out? What you mean I got to be... I go find another one. Let me go get that Glock. Let me go get Pookie and Ray Ray, because they don't do this. They look like what I want to look like. He gonna break my back end, but I ain't got to do none of that, so I'm gonna go over here. And that's what a lot of chicks struggle with. But yeah, who we got? Shakita, what's good? Shakita, what up? Unmute.
My bad. Here I go.
What's up?
Oh wait, I'm putting my kids in a tub. Give me 1 second. You could. Okay, I just wanted to come in and speak to the whole, we'll call it survivor's remorse. I myself, I'm married to a black man, and it's like, it has been the best thing ever. And wanting it for other people around me, family, friends, it puts you in a position to where, at first I used to feel like I had to hide my happiness because they didn't have it. But I felt like I was doing myself and everybody else a disservice and doing that. And so I just wanted to come on here and encourage you to keep doing this. And for anybody else that's listening who is in a happy marriage and you have learned the value, other people need to hear it, because social media is saturated with bitterness, especially as it relates to relationships in general in the Black community. And so we need more people vocal about the positive things that come out of it. Even if it's just one person who gets something from it, that's still doing something for our community, and it's so needed. So I just wanted to talk about that and encourage anybody else out there that's single and is waiting for their significant other, their person. Just know that there are people out there. You just gotta penetrate different spaces to find something different. It's a lie. It's a complete lie to think that there aren't any good men or good women out here. There's plenty of them. There's
Black
plenty of them.
men at that.
And I promise y'all, they really out there. They really out there. So if you find yourself constantly encountering the ain't nothing people,
Yeah.
then check the spaces that you're in, the people that you surrounding yourself with, because all that stuff matters. And when you get your person, continue to fight, because marriage, it's a fight every day.
Every day.
It's a fight every day. Like, you have to put the work in. You don't stop working because you landed what you were looking for. You got to keep working to maintain it. Shut up. Sorry, my kids. But that's the bulk of what I wanted to say. It's a lot of us happy out here. It's a lot of us that are genuinely happy out here. Marriage is really great to us. And yeah, I just want more people to become more vocal about it so people can really see, like, and that's why I know that's the reason why some people don't speak up about it. Like, I heard some women get on here and they spoke about how when they, talk about it, then people try to discredit what their relationship is. And it's a harsh reality, and it doesn't change when you're the person who's happy and you're surrounded by a lot of unhappy people, or you go into spaces with a lot of unhappy people. That's gonna happen. That comes with the territory. But don't give up on trying to help other people. That's never a negative thing. That's it.
Appreciate you sharing that, Shakita. Yes, sir. Hey, handle them kids, man. I see they gonna take care of them kids.
I'm ready whenever you guys are.
Hold on, Nikki. I'm gonna get to you. Ray was, but before, hold on. She said something that was very, like, goddamn. She said survivor's remorse, bro. As a married person who thriving and having success with your marriage, you want that shit for everybody, all your people, or even people you don't know. And you like, bro, this shit is great. This shit is lovely. And you want people to see that shit so bad. And it's like, bro, there's just people out there that just will never get it. And that's why I only surround myself with like-minded, that go back to like-minded mentality people. Because all my friends are married. And the one that isn't, he wants it. And he hit me up every day, damn near, and be, he asked me, he picked my brain. He always like come and holler at me regarding like women, how to move, you know what I'm saying, stuff like that. So gotta surround yourself with them people, man. But go ahead, Ray. What's good, man?
Hold on, Ray. Benny, they say you need to make a book because look what Nick said in the comments.
A book. Hey, man, I gotta get some time, man. It's so many things I need to do. The podcast, I just don't have the time right now, man. If I, y'all know me, I'm the type of person. If I do something, I gotta focus. So for now, this is all we gonna get, lives, and then I'm gonna share the lives on YouTube. That's how you gonna get from me right now. So, hey, but my wife retired in 2 years, all right? So when marriage gives you options, people. Because once my wife retired, I said, you think I'm going to be working the way I'm working? Hell no. My wife got her back. She went and got her. So, again, before I'm going to get to you, Ray. Hold on real quick. So, marriage gives you options, right? It may not set you free, but it gives you options. Y'all know me, I always talk about regular people, regular, everyday, hardworking people. Marriage ain't gonna set us free. Can you get lucky? Yes, of course. But marriage gives you options, right? When I first got out the Marine Corps, I fell into depression, all type of shit, right? I wasn't working for almost 2 years. Actually, 17, 18, 19. Yeah, I wasn't working for 2 years. My disability didn't kick in until almost 2 years, until I start going to school and start getting my disability and my benefits for school. So it was almost 2 years where my wife had to pay all the bills. We had just bought a townhouse, but I said, look, I can't do this military shit no more. We start, it started getting rough because she was deploying and stuff like that with the kid. I said, somebody got to be home. I don't want to do this shit no more anyway. Now, I could have stayed in. I was on track to be I was on track to be a 7-year staff sergeant. All I was going to have to do was go do a B billet. Would have easily came out of a B billet, a gunny end zone for master sergeant. I would have been I probably would have been like a 28, 29, 30-year-old master sergeant. Easy. And if I would have stayed in right now, I would only have 5.5 years left. And I would have retired at 37 years old. 36 going on 37 years old. Easy. But I just couldn't do it no more, right? Everybody called me stupid. Man, you getting out, that's crazy, bro. My wife paid all the fucking bills. We had just bought a townhouse. We had just bought a new truck. That we bought our first Suburban. We had just had our fucking daughter. No, Chubba was 2, about to be 3. And then she got pregnant with our daughter. And that's when it clicked. And I'm like, look, I start getting fat. I'm talking about 300 something pounds, big, look like Mr. Clumps. But imagine if I was by myself. You know what I'm saying? Like, I wouldn't have had the emotional support. I wouldn't have had the financial support. And I probably wouldn't be here today talking to y'all. So it gave me an option. She was able to support me in my lowest, you feel me? Fast forward to now. She was now that I'm up and I'm where I'm at, I make 4 times, like especially now, I'm going to be making 4 times what my wife make. And she still work, she work or whatever. And she about to retire. But in this time, she was able to finish her bachelor's. She just finished her master's. And she about to go, she gonna wait till she get out to go get her doctorates. I mean, her whatever come next, doctorate, PhD, whatever. So she can use her GI Bill and get paid for it. So she don't have to do much now. Her money is just extra money at this point. But that's why I tell dudes, like, you want to get you one that can help and quote unquote bring something to the table, because she will have something invested. She will have equity in a relationship. And you never know. This money shit, you can lose your job. Now what happened? You could be Mr. Provider Man and your woman stay at home and don't pay no bills, but you can lose your fucking job and that money can dry up. And now what you gonna do? You know what I'm saying? So you want to have a woman that can make some fucking money, right? And so now, and when you find a good woman, when you find that woman, ladies, this is what I'm saying. That man's gonna want it. Like, for the women that I don't want to pay no bills, I don't want to do 50-50. I want to be a cared for woman. Stop looking at rich people on social media. This is regular life. Regular life. You have to get with them. You're gonna pay some fucking bills in 2024. I'm sorry, you're gonna pay for them. You an assistant manager at Target. You're paying bills, lady. Okay. Get with that man. Build with that man. And again, my wife don't pay no significant bills. Her money go to savings. Now, for the past, since 2022, all her money go to groceries, go to little shit, little stupid shit. Pay for our trips, whatever the case may be. So, but once she retire, it's gonna be to the point where, I mean, now I'm about to be making so much money, like, she really don't have to do nothing. But it comes to the point that when you get a man and you put that work in with the man and you give him equity and you nurture that relationship, he's gonna want to go do those things for you. That's how you get to the point where you ain't gotta go out there and not pay no bills. That's how you get to a point where you can sit on your ass after you know what I'm saying, and not do nothing. Because you done been through it with that man. You done put the work in with that man. You done built that equity and that stake in that relationship with that man. And he's gonna want to go out there and do that shit for you. I want to go out there and show out and shine for my fucking woman and put her up so she ain't gotta do nothing. And he's gonna be more inclined to do that because you were with him, building and putting that stake in that relationship to get to where y'all at. I remember when I fucking was fat and depressed and wanted to, you know what I'm saying, didn't know what the fuck I was gonna do. And she paid all them bills for that year and a half and didn't emasculate me, didn't make me feel like I was a piece of shit. She let me figure that shit out, and she was there for until I got out of that rut. She knew I was gonna get out of it, but she didn't know when. But she was there, and I remember that. And to this day, I work every fucking day to repay her for that shit. That's how you get a man that's gonna put you up in the house that you want, put you up in the car you want, fucking pay all your bills so you ain't gotta lift a goddamn finger. That's how you get that shit. But again, it requires work. It requires commitment, dedication. And that's what a lot of chicks don't want to do. And it also requires you to actually properly vet and pick a man that's worth the damn. Y'all, when y'all pick on potential, y'all not picking the right shit off potential. Y'all be picking some bullshit. Them intangibles and them deal breakers, them non-negotiables, y'all be having be a bunch of bullshit. It don't be, but then want to call her husband, oh, he don't even look like nothing. He did, okay, but again, I can look at how that woman keep herself up. That's not a woman that ain't taken care of, bro. That's not a woman that ain't taken care of. I'm sorry. I done seen her videos and how she be dressed. I done seen her videos and what they be doing. That's not a woman that ain't taken care of, bro. I'm sorry. As a man who take care of his woman, that's not a woman that ain't taken care of. And I know. As a man who got black men with black wives that take care of their woman, I know what a taken care of happy woman looks like. I'm sorry. I know a lot of people don't. That's why you see nobody that says she looked unhappy done came up in my comments to elaborate on that point, because I would have shut that shit all the way down. She keep herself up with her looks. She keep herself up with her fitness. She keep herself up with unhappy women don't keep themselves up. I'm sorry, they don't. They do not. And we see it all the time on this app. They don't. But yeah, go ahead, Ray, man. Go ahead, bro.
Hey man, how you doing?
Yo, what up? What up?
Yo, first of all, I want to thank you for having me. You know, just want to say that, you know, I'm happy to be here, and I just want to touch on something real quick. I'm not going to be here long. You know,
yeah, go ahead, bro. Show your piece, man.
Yeah, you have a woman up here. I forgot her name. Her name it begins with Queen, right? Yeah, it was Queen, and she touched on something that I totally agree. And she was speaking on something that that pertains to like community and like culture.
Yes.
And I just want to say that, you know, I actually 100% agree with her. You know what I'm saying? And I know a lot of people in the chat are going to hate what I have to say. You know, they're going to like, you know, disagree. But that has to be said, like it takes a community and a culture to help a child prosper in society and in this world. You know, like your community plays a huge part in the development of your kid. You know, like your parents are your first role models. You know, my parents were my first role models who taught me how to be an adult man, how to be an adult. Okay, my father is my first role model who taught me how to be a man. Okay, like your parents teaches you how to become a husband or a wife. You know, I was brought up in a 2-parent household. You know, I was brought up in a Christian household, so I was raised in a very, you know, positive, you know, environment. You know, you would consider me like a PK kid, you know, a preacher's kid. You know, like I was born and raised in the church. You know, well, not born in the church, but I was, you know, I'm saying, like raised in the church. You know, I grew up in a community of positive, you know, black males. You know, like my uncles, my cousins, okay, and my grandparents, you know, showed my uncles how to become men, how to, you know, become a father. And I feel like that's what's lacking in our community and what's lacking in our culture. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's kind of sad because it's not surprising to me how there are like more children that look like me and you that are being raised in a single parent household. And it's sad. And it kind of like saddens me, you know, like me as a man, like I would do everything in my power to stick by my woman. You know, I would do anything in my power, like go to church or go to a counselor, you know, a marriage counselor. You know what I'm saying? Like I would do anything to not break up my household because of the foundations and the methods and the teachings that my parents laid for me, you know? And I'm willing to like, you know, sacrifice a lot. And the thing about it is that a lot of women are not willing to make certain sacrifices because it takes discipline. And one thing in my community is that a lot of us are not necessarily disciplined. You know, we're not like really emotionally intelligent like that. You know what I'm saying? And it's kind of crazy because I was actually talking to my boy. I was talking to my friend. You know, he's a dad. You know, a single dad and all that. I'm sorry, not a single dad. I got mixed up. Like he's actually a father that's trying to work it out with his, you know, girlfriend. They're not married, but they're trying to work it out, right? So he has a 10-year-old child, a daughter, right? So one day, you know, he was talking to me and he told me like he actually picked up his child from school, you know, and he actually greeted him as like uncle, like, hey, how you doing, Uncle Brian? Like, uncle and all that. Like, no, just go with it. Hey, how you doing, uncle? So they got in the car and they talked like, why you calling me uncle? And she said, well, most of my friends, like, they don't have a dad, you know what I'm saying? So I don't want to feel bad and all that. He said, oh, okay, well, what the hell does that got to do with me then? What the hell does that got to do with? First of all, okay, I put food in your belly. I put clothes on your backs. Okay, you the one that you watch like Disney Plus all day. I pay for that. That's their problem. Okay, I am your father, bro. Like, do not call me your uncle. Okay, I understand that me and your mom are you know, we're in a bad place right now, but you know, like, let's be clear. Like, I'm not going anywhere. I'm your uncle, and I'm your father, and I will always be there for you. You know, and that's like the discussion that we were having, you know, about how there's like a lack of like, you know, black fathers that are in, you know, certain child's lives, because there's a study that's been done that if a child is raised in a two-parent household, they are like less likely to go to jail, less likely to end up in prison, to have a felony. You know what I'm saying?
Bruh, the difference is it's 3.5 times less likely to go to jail, 3.5 times less likely to be, you know, like you said, charged some type of felony, and 2.5 times more likely to go to college.
Yeah, exactly, and it's kind of crazy because like I also saw this story. I saw this story about these three men in Tennessee, right? These three men in Tennessee, they all have 78 children in the state of Tennessee by 46 different women. By 46 different women. And like, why are they having sex with the same dude and all that? And I just don't understand why they are picking like this. And it goes back to what you said about how women, like, they want certain, like they want a man that looks a certain type of way. Like they want the Ray Rays and they do want the Pookies and all that. But the thing is, you can't have your cake and eat it too.
Right.
Like you can't. Like honest, because
if you're gonna choose a Pookie, know what comes with being with a Pookie. You can't get no Pookie and try to change him to be a Russell Wilson. Just like a man can't pick a Shakita or a goddamn Diakonita and then try to make her into an Ashley. That's not how that works.
Bro, Sierra like went through 50 Cent, Future before she went with Russell Wilson. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that's all I have to say, man. Thank you.
Appreciate it, bro.
All right, please.
Whatever. He said something. He said something that I was gonna touch on, but shit, I forgot. Tiffany wanted to come up. I saw her in the comments. I was gonna bring her up. What's good on what? Heavenly Keys. What's good, Shawty?
Hey, how you all doing? Good. I love y'all live. I'm not a man. I have a head cold.
Oh nah, hey, I ain't judging over here. Hey, I
mind my business. I actually love this conversation. I do. I do want to speak on about how you said, "Oh, girl, look like she been taken care of."
Yeah.
You know, as a big girl, I've been taken care of too. But nah, I was just joking. No, real talk. This is the most important conversation that I have ever encountered on TikTok, on a live that I mean, as far as black women's, black men's coming together and really not we airing out our issues. And this is so, oh my God, I'm 44. I've been through 2 husbands. I'm like Elizabeth Taylor and another one. I'm like the DJ Khaled of husbands. But it's just so much more layers that I enjoy of this conversation. And I just wanted to encourage you as a young man, as a married young man, please keep doing this. I don't want my son to, I only have 1 kid. I've been married twice, 2 good men. It's just that they wasn't healthy. I wasn't healthy. And it's okay. I have great relationship with these men. My son's father was my first husband. My second husband was married to his mom. But it's okay because I'm trying to learn from my second husband, mom, on how not to raise a mother boy. You know what I'm saying? And so I'm so grateful to you, young man. That's all I wanted to say is that keep having this. I don't care what kind of people come on here and say the most craziest stuff. Keep doing what you're doing because you're bridging a gap from generations. Mind you, I have a 13-year-old and I got this live from my 13-year-old actually.
Oh, really?
And I'm 44.
Oh, wow. That's crazy.
So I'm so grateful for you doing this. I'm so grateful for the people that comes on here. And I also wanted to say another thing about the guy that was talking about the statistics. It's a lot of statistics in a black neighborhood, but there is no statistics in other people's neighborhoods. And I want people to stop going off of the statistics and just look at what we used to have. You know, I'm from the South. I'm from Atlanta, Georgia. And so I was raised up in the Gone in the Wind. I was also raised up with Imitation of Life. It's a Wonderful Life. Those things now that I live up north in Chicago is teaching my son about how to present himself. You understand what I'm saying? Those 3 films are major to my son now that I live up here. And when I talk to him about being in Chicago and we live up here now, and I've been up here for about 20 some years, and I teach him about Emmett Till and things of that nature, it's teaching him about how to present himself better to a black woman because of the way Emmett Till mother loved him. You know, and because of the way the mother in Imitation Life presented herself to her daughter. So I just really wanted to tell you, man, keep doing what you're doing. Please don't stop. You, your wife, your kids, man. Also, you know, I know a lot of people in the younger generation may not know much about it, but Imitation of Life and It's a Wonderful Life are great films to teach young girls how to present themselves better in the days that are coming. We not gonna find the fairy tale life that our mothers gave us because of the Snow Whites and all this and that. It's not really like that. The world doesn't work like that. You can't kiss a frog and make him a man. You can't do that. But what you can do is work hard, like I knew from the South. Those women's made sure they empowered, encouraged, and became something for those men back in the day that made them go out and do what they felt like they could take down lions, bears, and tigers. Oh my. And come home and bring the bacon. And it's a wonderful thing. I wish I would have learned that at my younger years, but I had to go through 2 marriages in order to be the person that I am now. And I'm so grateful.
Ain't nothing wrong. And the good thing, see, the thing that you're saying, I don't hear no bitterness. I don't hear lack of accountability. I hear a woman who enjoyed, like, did it not work out? Yes, but you still took it for what it is, and it doesn't, discourage you and put you in a place of fear moving forward. And I can always respect that.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. You know why? Because I believe in love. I believe in fairy tales. I believe in all of those things. But I'm so grateful that healing only comes when you check yourself. If you can check yourself, healing will always come.
Yes, ma'am. So will.
So that's all I wanted to say. But young man, please don't stop doing what you're doing. Keep it up. And like DJ Khaled and another one.
Oh, he won't. Trust me. As long as I'm here, he not.
Absolutely. Girl, come through.
I say a lot keep me on point, man. She keep this live, in check. So
regulated. I feel it.
See, that's why you don't see none of that bullshit or none that we keep. This solutions and productivity over here. So, but
I feel her presence like regulators mount up. All right. Bye.
Yo, what's good, Nikki?
Hi, good night, everyone.
Hello.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna talk about Janine. I followed her, I wanna say going on like 4 months now, because I'm married to, I'm in a blended family, so my husband has 2 kids outside of our marriage, and the rest kids is in this marriage. And I was trying to find a way how to engage with my 2 stepdaughters, and Janine's video popped up. It did not have a lot of views on YouTube, but she was counseling, I believe it was a girl that was out of I'm not sure, I don't want to butcher the video, but she was counseling a young girl that kind of went through a lot, and it related. And ever since then, I have been a fan of Just a Girl. So I just want to do a little story time. Like, my husband is, again, I'm married to someone that was with a woman. She went to work, and he said, okay, you just keep the money in the savings and I'll work and I'll pay the bills. And that was their deal. She ended up, he would be like, okay, we need to dip into the savings. So how much you got saved and whatnot. They were young, and turns out she would be lying on her hours, right? She was cheating on him at the job, and it was devastating to him. And when it all kind of broke out, everyone, because they're from a small town in Georgia, so when it broke out, everybody kind of knew, and it was embarrassing on both ends. Everybody was calling him like, you're not a real man because you couldn't keep your girl or whatever. The guy is dragging him on Facebook saying, she called me daddy, and just rootless stuff. He went through that, right? And she took his kids and moved out of state, then hit him with a child support paper, just like that. And I walked into a situation years after the kids left. His kids got took when they were like 2 and 4. I walked in when they were 8 years old. And I met them, and I can see that they didn't have correction from a father. You could see little girls that don't know how to take authority very well. They'll feel like they can go in the kitchen or feel like they can come in the grown-up's bedroom, and it puts me in an awkward situation. So that's why I love Just a Girl, because she highlights the damage that it's not, oh, you can't be single, it's the damage you put on the child by being a single mother. Not because I have a stepmother as well, and she's a great single mom. But it's the ones that don't take accountability. Mine, you can lie to the rest of the world, but your child see everything you're doing, and they play it out. And then when they embarrass you, you try to put them to the side. You can't run forever. That's why you guys don't like Just a Girl. You understand? That's why they don't like it. She'll say, have you ever seen a 14-year-old that just had a baby? Her baby got taken away and she acts like she don't care. And people will be like, so why are you putting it out? Because, okay, the way I could answer that question is, have you ever heard the story where someone is being molested in a family, right? And the parents
Hold
or
on,
the
sweetie.
mother.
Hold on, Nick. Hold on. You can't say that. You can't say that. You can't say that. I'm sorry. I know you want to tell your story, but like that's a buzzword. You can't say that. Essay.
Oh, sorry.
F1 in the chat. I
I
love
had no
TikTok Shop.
idea.
I love TikTok Shop. My favorite place is TikTok.
Essay. Sorry. I thank you. I would have never known. Okay. Essay, right? And the family would say, don't talk about it, or don't let people know that happened to you. So you're getting mad at her because she's bringing it to light. And we were living in the times where people like sexy red discharge lipstick, and they down modesty, and I'm a stay-at-home mom. They down that. And we stay at home for different reasons. I stay at home because I want to homeschool my children. So I'm going to be their teacher. That's the reason we do it. It's not because money or anything. It's just that we feel better that it's going to be, we have boys, and it's going to be better that the boys are home than in a school. We're not rich to be in private school. So it's going to be better to do homeschool. And they're young, so we can all work together. But that's just my little piece. My kid's screaming.
Don't handle them little ones then, man. I appreciate you coming up.
Yeah. All right. Good night.
Yes, ma'am. Just I'm gonna get to you, but I seen Tiffany. She been in the comments for a minute, so I want to let her speak her mind real quick before you go ahead and go. Go ahead, Tiffany. Go.
Hello, how are y'all?
Good. How you doing?
Good. So my I don't have a problem. I don't agree with everything Just a Girl says, obviously. My thing is, I feel like when we're talking about single women, I feel like we're mostly talking about poverty. It's less about, because if we simply look at the economics, if it's mostly the issues are mostly poverty, because those same things could happen to a 2-parent household, right? If they are also poor, a lot of the things she was discussing. So if, say, for example, somebody's an attorney, a nurse, or they make a good wage and they're also a single parent, you won't have those issues because you can afford to put your children in football and put them in places where their attention will go.
But you're speaking to the exception, not the rule of thumb.
I'm not having, because I'm like, for example, I'll give myself an, because I can only speak from my point of view, right? My mother was a casino dealer, and at the time in the 90s, that was a good wage. She made a decent amount of money. I'm the only child. It was just me. I had a really good support system as well. I don't think that's the exception.
Well, the numbers say otherwise.
The numbers say that what? The average single woman is across the board isn't doing well, or if you look at the income.
I talk about black people because that's all I
No,
care about.
I'm talking about black people
and black women,
right?
Economically, are single mother black women are economically behind the rest of them.
Right, but if you look at the difference in their economic background, like black women are more likely to go to college. What's the time range?
And with going to college, they're more likely to go to college. They're not more likely to graduate college, but they are leading the country in student debt.
Okay, so
going to college, like, what does that mean? If you're not graduate, because the graduation rates aren't higher than everybody else, and it leads to just getting a bunch of student debt and degrees that don't make no money, then what's the point of bragging about it?
I mean, it's not that's not my point of bragging. I'm just saying it's basically, my point is it's economics, right? And not necessarily the fact that these women are just single.
So if that's the case, then why was everybody clapping it up when Dr. Cheyenne was getting on Cam Newton? Because he's rich and he's creating broken homes.
So, but those women are. So, but what about the women aspect of it? Those are still single women.
What do you mean?
I mean, it doesn't really take away from my point.
But it does. You trying to say?
I also said community.
But the point you're trying to make, and I'm sure Cam Newton has a great community, but the point you're trying to make,
we don't know that.
Well, okay. So the point is, you're trying to make that if someone has better economic status, even though they're a single mother, that they'll be in a better position than a single mother or a married couple who's in poverty.
Yes.
So, again, how many black women are really walking around here in the economic status to actually take care of the single children that they're having?
It depends on again, it depends. I mean, we can look at the numbers. We can look at the numbers because the numbers are there.
Well, the average black woman makes $37,000 a year.
Yeah, that's the average. That doesn't mean that's the most.
That's the median.
So that women that make nothing are also in that average.
The average middle class.
Women on welfare are also in that average. So it's like you
the average working class the average working class black woman that makes income is in that median.
Is that it says the average?
It's not people that's making no money.
Or the lady that works at Walmart or whatever. That's what I'm saying.
They're working, are they not? Mm-hmm. There's more women that work at Walmart than there are women that are attorneys making multiple six figures. I mean,
of course, and that's why there's like this big thing to go into nursing for women in general, actually. So, or get in the medical field. That's like, I'm from Philly, so that's like the big thing here. Everybody is in some way in the medical field where they can make a good living. So there's a period. So basically what I'm saying, there's a period where, yes, a single woman after she leaves is not doing well. That is also always in there. But after a while, they will eventually get to the point where they are economically able to support their family.
But they're not.
But where's the
so okay. I will go to black women.
Like, look, I ain't a brother. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. It's cool.
Have you looked this information up? Or
yes, I have.
So you're gonna sit there with
socioeconomic. I'm talking about socioeconomics, right?
Black women, along with black men, are pretty black. But black women are at the bottom. Black men are under white men.
Yeah, of course, I understand that.
Black women are below everybody else, including Hispanic women.
Included the Hispanic women, that's a new one because I always thought Hispanic women were on the bottom, like they're lower than black women.
No, absolutely not.
No,
because it's like Asian women, white women, black women, Hispanic women.
No, it's not. No, black women are now at the bottom. Again, black